What's up, Brendan? How you doing, brother?
Not much. How you doing?
Oh
Good. How
man, it's
you
been
doing?
long. It's been a long ass day. It's been a long ass day. Yeah,
Same here.
I'm not even in the studio, man. I'm on my phone. Yeah, it's been crazy, dude. Super busy, super crazy day. How you feeling?
That crap.
Yeah. How's the? When did you get that COVID? How long has it been now?
Couple days.
Couple of days. So you got what? 14, 13. You got 12 more days to go. Something like that, right? I think I lost you. I don't know. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So I guess you have what, 13 days to quarantine?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, my brother had it. It wasn't fun. He was telling me about it. He said it's kind of like having a fever that is like a constant fever, and it kind of goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then it goes away. It's kind of like that.
That's what I have. Like couple days.
Shit, man, that's gotta suck. So I saw that thing with Nintendo Switch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the GameFly, you had to send it back.
They won't.
I
They
think,
won't do the sponsorship. They won't. They won't do it
why not?
because I don't
Well,
have
maybe
enough
because
subscribers.
yeah, you gotta have subscribers, man. You gotta be realistic about that. If you don't have a huge followership of people, then it's really they cannot do that. It's just business. It's nothing personal. It's just
I know.
business. You know, it'd be like it's not that they don't want to have you sponsored, but they're like, okay, but if no one's watching you, then what's the point? They need somebody who's like huge on the YouTube, and somebody who has a lot of subscribers and stuff like that.
Like
Uh,
you.
well, I have like I'm okay, you know. But they listen, and I asked them. They never approached me, so I don't know. I did sign up for their affiliate, but I don't know. I guess that they don't like, that I'm unfiltered and all that. So there's that
And they
probably.
wanted me. They wanted me to have paid subscribers.
Oh, really? Why? Can you
They
DM
know
me
if
the
I'm.
link? Oh, dude, I don't know how am I gonna do this because I'm on the phone, Mamba. Shit. Hey, let me see.
I'm on the
Uh,
phone too.
fuck. How am I gonna do this? Let me see. Hold on. Uh, damn. Let me see. There's okay. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think I can. I think I can figure this out. Hold on. I think I got this. I got my 007 skills. I still have them. Hold on a second, Mamba. I think I can do this for you. Here we go. I'm gonna work my magic. I'm gonna work my magic, babe. There we go.
Nice
Uh-huh.
and nice and cold
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. So I'm gonna go to Instagram. I almost sent something to Cameron by mistake. Something else, but it didn't go through. Um,
That's funny.
here's what happened. I was going through the Instagram, and instead of copy and paste, I hit a snapshot, and I just hit a snapshot of some random shit that was on Instagram, like somebody selling a dress or something, or whatever, somebody advertising a dress, some random shit on Instagram. They put some random shit. So instead of me sending him a link, copy and paste, I copy and paste some shit that I snapshot by accident. So it's like, what the fuck?
That's funny. I should do that to somebody.
Good. I got this. I got it. I
Yeah,
got it. Yeah, yeah. I send them a link. I send the link to Cameron as well.
I'm gonna stand for a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I just wanted to like talk to you guys about my situation with Steam Deck and what's going on.
What's going on?
Well, I don't know, man. The StockX, it's driving me crazy, dude. And then you got the UPS United Poor service. I I don't. I clicked on the tracking, to check the tracking to see if it's being shipped, and still it's idle. It's not moving. It's like, what the hell's going on? Is this thing shipped, or is it? Because I need to know when it's going to arrive because I have to be home. You know what I mean? I have to sign that shit, and that's what drives me crazy. Uh, it's not like they can leave it by the door, so whatever. It's just that I have to sign that crap, and I check my tracking number and everything, and no, it just says it's on its way. But from where? Like, where is it? Doesn't even tell me where it's at. It's just it's on its way. Oh yeah, it's on its way where? Tungusia, Bangladesh, Manila, Somalia. Where the fuck is it? New Delhi, India. Like, where is it moving?
Oh,
Fuck.
geez, that's bad.
Yeah, it is fucking bad. And what's even worse is the fact that um, here's what drives me crazy about StockX. And this is a feedback. This is not me trying to take a shit on them because I had a good experience with them. I got my PlayStation 5 and Series X. I got some other stuff, clothing and sneakers, and never heard, they always take care of you. They make sure that everything's authentic. That's the good part about them. They make sure that everything's authentic. But here's what I don't understand. When you get the product, and when the product is authenticated, before you ship it, give me the
Yeah,
option, right? Give me
yeah,
the option between a standard 7-day ground UPS or the next day air FedEx or UPS. Why can't they give me the choice? And I'll pay out of my own pocket. I'll be more than happy to pay $38 or whatever, out of my own pocket for the next day air. This is what I don't understand. And this is what me and Uncle Anxiety have been talking about. Like, why won't StockX give you the option? This is so ludicrous that they won't do that. It's not like they're gonna have to pay out of their own pockets. I'm still paying. I would be paying out of my own pockets, but give me the option, dude. Let's get these packages faster. If I was the head of the company of StockX, I would say, hey, it's a one thing to wait for the seller, whenever he ships it and all that, if he ships it. There's nothing we can do about that. But once we get the product and once we authenticate the product, let's give the customers, a buyer, a option to choose how he wants this package to be delivered, right? Oh, it's
Yeah.
beyond me, dude. It is so beyond me. Uh, hold on. Oh, here we go. Mamba and Cameron. Go ahead, guys. Welcome, welcome.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Cameron. How are you? How you doing?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and
Yeah.
clear. How
I'm
about
doing
you,
pretty
Mamba?
good. How about you?
Can you
Oh
guys
man,
hear
I'm
me?
exhausted, dude. I'm tired, dude. That's why you want to turn on the camera. I'm like beat, bro. It's been like a crazy day today. It's gonna be a crazy day tomorrow. It's been super busy, man. With work and everything, just crazy. So we were talking about StockX, earlier, and Cameron, I was like wondering, like, why is it that the StockX, once they receive the product and they authenticate it, why won't they give a buyer an
One
option
second.
to choose?
I can't hear anything for some reason.
Oh, you can't hear? All right, go ahead. I'll wait. Are you on the phone?
Yeah.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can hear you loud and clear.
There we go. Okay, now I can hear you guys. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
So
So,
anyway,
yeah.
what I was talking about to Brandon, um, when the buyer, when you buy something from StockX from a seller, and when the product arrives at the StockX, once it's authenticated, right? When the process is finished and it's working, my question is this to StockX: why won't they give the buyer an option? Would you like this through FedEx, the next day air, or would you like this on the ground, UPS 7 days free? Or would you like, the next day air, UPS? Why won't they give that option to people so they can get their packages faster? That's the one thing that I really don't understand about this company, StockX. What do you think is going on, Cameron?
I'm not sure, and that's probably that's actually a good point too.
Yeah.
So what? They only have one option for shipping?
Yeah,
Yep.
7 days. 7 days. You gotta wait 7 days. I really don't understand why they do that. And to get in touch with them, to ask them these questions, usually goes through a chat bot, and then the chat bot gives you a ticket, and then that ticket goes to an affiliate of StockX, some guy working from home, and then you're talking to him.
Yeah.
I met some cool people. They're affiliates of StockX. And some of them, they told me, like, they really can't tell you much. It's just they're like kind of repeating the same like guidelines that they have to read. This is the way policy is. Da 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 da. But it is strange though, because think about it. It's not like they have to pay out of their own pockets. I'm still paying out of my own pockets, right? So I
Yeah.
just don't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, it's I should be able to choose how I want that package to be delivered. Because here's what's going on. I use my tracking number to check to see what's going on with the package, and then right now it's stalled. It's stalemate. It's like it says it's on its way, uh, but where? Like on its way from where? It doesn't tell me where it's at. Like how usually you can tell it's traveling from, let's say, New Jersey to North Carolina, or from North Carolina to Georgia, from Georgia to Jacksonville, right? You don't see none of that. And so it's like, because here's the deal. I hate to sound like Sleepy Joe, but here's the deal. But really, here's the deal. I need to sign that damn thing. You know that, Cameron. I have to sign that bloody package, and I need to know when it's going to be showing up. I need to
Yeah.
be home. It's not like I have a wife at home or whatever to be there, to sign it for me, and I cannot trust a neighbor, because I'm not, I don't know my neighbors that well, and trusting somebody signing their shit, whatever.
So when they shipped you your Xbox and your PlayStation, what carrier did they use?
Always a UPS for some reason. It's always UPS, and it's a 7 days.
Yeah, so I was gonna say maybe they don't want to trust another carrier because they don't want it to have the risk of damage or whatever. But I mean, if they're using UPS, I'm sure UPS has faster options that you could pay that
Oh
that
yeah, the next day air, they have it.
yeah,
Airplane, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
And
thought
and
maybe they
from
were
you,
using their own carrier, and that's why they didn't want to trust anybody else. But if they're using UPS, then yeah, it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't let you choose like next day delivery or some shit like that.
yeah, especially from New Jersey to Florida, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You can have that shit. Actually, you can have it the same day. Actually,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, and here's the thing: when you give people that option, like the next day air, guess what, Cameron? Then people can plan, you know, to take a day off or whatever, right? To be at home so they can sign the package, or they can,
yeah.
organize their
Oh yeah,
schedule, because people are busy. They have schedule, man. They got things they got to
yeah,
do, and now they have to deal with this inconvenience. This is something that me and Uncle, Uncle Anxiety, right?
yeah,
Yeah, me and Uncle Anxiety has been talking about this. Even he doesn't understand why they won't give that option. When it comes to a seller, there's nothing we can do about that. Whenever he ships it, he ships it. There's nothing
yeah.
StockX can do about that. They give him a 48 hours, and if he fails to ship it, then that's it. Then he loses. You know
So
that.
if you're so if they bring it to your house and you're not there, then I guess they take it back to a UPS center and you have to go there and wait 24 hours. Then you can pick it up. Is that how it is in America?
Well, here's what happens. They'll leave you a sticker. They put a sticker on your door, and then you can choose to whether you want to go to the what you call it, UPS warehouse where they're going to keep it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there, and then you can come pick it up, or you don't have to sign anything. You can just go ahead and wait till the next 3 business days. The next business day, they're going to try to deliver it again.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if you are still not home the next day, they'll try again the next couple of business days. And if you fail
Then they
to
return to the
be,
seller.
then they're going to have to, well, actually, no, not to the seller. They still give you a chance. They
Okay.
return it to the uh,
Okay.
access point UPS warehouse, the nearest one in your area.
Yeah.
And then they're going to tell you, okay, this is where we left the package at this access warehouse point. You need to bring a tracking number and an ID,
Yeah.
and we'll leave it there for 5 days. You got 5 days to pick it up. If you don't pick it up in that access point where that warehouse is of UPS, then they're gonna ship it back to the
StockX.
seller, to the sender, whoever sent it.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Uh, but of course, that would never happen to me because sure, I'll
Oh yeah.
go
Yeah.
to the
You're gonna. Yeah.
I'll go to the damn
Yeah.
what you call it, to the nearest whatever access warehouse that I need to go pick it up. Sure, I'll go there. I'll drive there and pick it up. But it's just the kind of inconvenience that
Yeah.
that they're doing it like this. To be honest.
But they had originally told you that the estimated time was going to be Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, Wednesday.
Well, the estimated time actually was Saturday, but they changed it because of UPS.
Okay.
Because UPS does because it's a ground
Yeah.
UPS, and they don't drive on Saturday and Sunday, whatever. So um, they drive only on business days.
So hopefully by tomorrow they'll have some kind of an update telling you that it's one of the depots near your state or near where you live, and then maybe Wednesday you'll see out for delivery if you're lucky, right?
Yeah, if I'm lucky. Well, they'll still try to deliver it to me Wednesday if I miss it tomorrow.
Yeah.
and I'll be home Wednesday, so I'll be able to be there till 7, 8 o'clock. And if they don't deliver it by 8 o'clock, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like 3 or 3:30 or something like that. Maybe even 2 o'clock or 1:30. But yeah, I'll be home Wednesday. I know I'm gonna get it this week. It's not that. My whole point is, why the inconvenience? Why not give? This is me referring to Stock X. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
they would have more and more people buying stuff if they gave, the buyer. Forget the seller. The seller is the seller. He wants to make money. But the buyer, it's really where they make most of their money, right? StockX,
Yeah.
it's the buyer. So why not, give the people the option to choose the
Upgraded
next day
shipping.
air?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say yeah. 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 Like an upgraded shipping option uh, for the product.
Yeah. It's just, it's not a big deal. It's just a kind of inconvenience. That's what it is. I know I'm going to get it, and it's not that, It's just, it would been much
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
better for the
Then you can plan your
company.
day. Yeah. Then you can plan
Yeah.
your day. You can plan your day. And you can say, okay, tomorrow I'll be home. It's coming. You know what I mean? Now you don't know if it might come tomorrow. You'll be thinking, fuck, should I go outside? What if it comes today and I don't fucking know, right?
Should
So
I should I should I mention this when I do the should I put a StockX hashtag and like kind of like maybe as a feedback if they ever see the video of me unboxing it live stream and setting up my Steam Deck,
yeah,
kind of like give a feedback to them. Maybe they should do this, like give an option
yeah,
for people. I think it'd be a good for them, honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, it makes sense. Usually, eh, even on fucking Amazon, like I mean, like for me, nobody does shipping as good as Amazon. Amazon now will even tell you the exact time. Like whenever I buy something, it'll say it'll be there tomorrow between 2 and 3:30 p.m. And it's always right. But they also have the option that you can have a faster shipping, right? So I think most companies they give you the option for the faster shipping if you want to pay for it. So yeah, it would make sense that StockX should put that in their options, or and I'm sure UPS doesn't have a problem with that because it's more money for UPS. I'm sure they would like to do it, you know. So yeah, I think they should have that in there moving forward. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who would take, especially the YouTubers, right? Especially YouTubers who are buying these products. They would prefer to have a upgraded shipping because they want to make their videos as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Is that still there?
Yeah. Not sure what happened. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Alright.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. We thought you vanished.
yeah. Brandon, I think he's tired. He left. I
Yeah, well,
think.
he's got the COVID, so he probably have a fever and shit like that.
Oh yeah. Um, I mean, oh yeah. CT War Dog is here. CT War Dog, welcome. I cannot do a snake, man. Maybe I can do a tired old snake. CT War Dog. How are you? Where's
So, Mamba, I heard with the Steam Deck, you can hook up a PS5 and Series X controller to it with
Yeah, it does support Bluetooth, so yeah, you can do that pretty easily.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
with with
I'm I,
with both
yeah,
controllers, right?
it's got to be
yeah.
haptic. It has to support haptic feedback because I'm pretty sure that PS5 controllers support haptic feedback on PC.
Yeah, yeah. I
Which
think
is
they do now. Yeah,
I'll be right back, guys. Let me just.
yeah,
I just gotta go grab a drink from the ice machine. I'll be right back.
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do
All
the
right.
same. Hold on, let me go get a drink.
All right.
What's up? What's up, Jose? What's up, CT War Dog? We're talking about Steam Deck and the shipping with the Steam Deck, whether or not StockX should have upgraded options for next day shipping for those who want to pay the extra and get the next day shipping.
I'm back.
So that means even a PS4 controller should probably be able to work, huh?
Oh yeah, they're
That's
all
pretty cool.
Bluetooths, so
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Then you can just sit back and have your Steam Deck on an angle on some kind of a stand, and you can be holding your controller and playing too. That's pretty
right,
cool.
of course. And that dock coming out, I'm excited because I can do all sorts of things. I can have USBs in there,
So the dock.
I can hook up my flight stick if I want to play like DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, whatever. You
Hold on,
know.
let me Google it. So there's already so it's coming out soon. What is it called? Steam
Yeah,
Deck dock.
it really should come out any day now. Yeah, it's the official dock. Uh,
Does it charge
of
the Steam Deck when you put it on it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just plug in the power cable, and of course, yeah, it does support power. Just pretty much just like Nintendo Switch dock would.
Oh, okay.
Also, don't forget that this also supports, of course, being hooked up to a monitor by like DisplayPort or HDMI,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, or even a TV.
Review Tech Rich, he made a video about it about 3-4 days ago, and he said he just got a Steam Deck too. I think he probably got it from StockX too. And he said
Yeah.
he got the 512 version, and he said he thinks as far as gaming, it's like the next biggest um, the next biggest thing for gaming, and he would compare it to when Apple created the iPhone. So he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
he said it's going to be the biggest, it's going to be probably the best handheld and probably the next biggest thing in gaming, revolutionize gaming.
Oh yeah. It's the best handheld for sure. 100%. Not to mention Steam. Really did a great thing, allowing you to install whatever you want on it. Uh,
Yeah.
that was good. That
So
was
when
a good
you,
move.
so when you, I'm doing well, Jose. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Um, so when you turn on your Steam Deck, the first thing you're pretty much doing is like a cell phone. You're gonna log into your Steam account, right?
Well, yeah, but you don't need to if you're already by default logged in. However, for security purposes, you can put in a passcode like you would on a phone. In the new update, you can
Yeah.
put in like a 6 digits.
No, no, but I mean, okay. So when you log in your Steam Deck with your Steam Deck account, now you're able to see all of the games that you've purchased from Steam Deck. I mean, from Steam, obviously, right?
Yes, of course, yes.
Now, are all these games? Because I don't know, I'm an idiot. So when it comes to this stuff, so uh, by default, are all these games able to play on the Steam Deck, or do some of them you have to install like the Windows or like or you said the what is it Linux?
Yeah, here's the thing. It already has Linux on it. Steam operating system is basically like built on Linux. All you have to do to get to Linux is go to power and then press switch to desktop mode.
Okay,
However, referring to your other question, there is some games that are still trying to be comp made compatible, like Flight Simulator, for example, you need to do on Windows. And the only way to play Xbox Game Pass through Steam Deck is through the cloud. Uh,
okay.
so that's the only disadvantage. However, when it comes to
Like let's say God of War or Elden Ring, because I see people
oh,
playing
good
Elden
God,
Ring on it. Doesn't
those
work
are
right away.
already Those work right away. Yes,
Okay,
those are
that's pretty
verified.
good. That's pretty good.
Because basically, Steam has this system where they measure compatibility by, like, say this one is playable. Say, for example, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's
Yeah,
playable. It's not exactly verified. It's not perfect.
yeah,
However, it's playable. So you can definitely hook it up and play it. It's just that there might be some text that you might not be able to read. That might be a little hard to read on
yeah,
that
yeah,
little
yeah.
screen. That's the one thing that they're trying to optimize when they think of that, and also some minor graphical issues. That's it.
Yeah, I've seen that
Well,
they've
guess what I
optimized.
saw? I saw Mr. Birdman. Mr. Birdman been playing the fear on that thing. He's been playing a bunch of stuff on it. He seems to like it a lot.
Oh, he's
Uh,
yeah, yeah. That's the
the
rich, right? Yeah,
Birdman, the
rich,
Chicken
rich,
Man,
Oh
rich.
yeah, our
Rich
friend.
Riccardo. What's his name? Riccardo Marciuccio, Italiano, huh?
Oh, the
Yeah,
Birdman. Gus Fring.
Riccardo,
Yeah,
Riccardo.
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
Ricciardo, bene, bene. Yeah, so
You
I
saw the
grab
video? Did you see the video when he got it and he said he fucking loved it and it was like the next biggest thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was the first guy. I was the first guy to like his tweet. I was the first one to jump in there, tell him, Mr. Boldman, I'm getting mine on Wednesday. Hopefully, Carl can deliver that shit faster.
Or Doug Heffernan from
I know.
King of Queens.
Yeah. I can't wait to really, I know it's hard to describe something, and I know Mamba is trying to do the best he can to describe to me like how awesome it is
That's
until
like
you
me and
actually have it in your hands.
that was
Same
like
thing with
me
the
and PS5 when I had the
yeah,
PS5.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Because the videos and photos don't do it justice, right? Mamba,
Yeah.
like you have to really put it in your hands to kind of get the understanding. Like I just find out from Cameron that there's a touch feedback. I mean,
The haptic.
almost like a vibration haptic feedback. Yeah, on the
Yeah, like
touchpad.
a gyro. Yes, 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 yes.
That's
There is.
fucking cool, man. Sorry for the language. That's freaking awesome.
I'm
That's
sure when
exciting, man.
I'm sure when you get it and you start and you open it up, you're gonna be asking Mamba like a lot of shit, like in the beginning,
Oh
like
yeah.
how the fuck do you get this thing to work? How the fuck do you do this? That's a
I'll be
no.
honest. I'll forget about my Nintendo Switch all the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
take
very
that
well
shit with me
might.
everywhere.
You very well might, because uh, you can play Nintendo Switch games on it. But I don't want to explain how, because we'll get banned for that by
Yeah,
Nintendo.
it's
But
yeah. The
you can.
emulators. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to
it's like
explain how to do it.
it's like a
Nah, we
mini
shouldn't
like
do
a
that
mini PC.
online. No.
Yeah, it's like a mini PC. So if you're smart with a mini PC, it's like smart with a computer, you can figure it out.
Yeah, I
Yeah, because
mean, I'm not gonna tell. We're not gonna entertain. If people want to find out, they can find out how to fly to space on the internet. They can find out anything on the internet. But it's just
yeah, it's
that's why they
just
call it internet. How far are you willing to go? How deep do you want to go to find something? Well, but I'm not gonna, like Mamba says, we're not gonna entertain it here, like
yeah,
advocating to people here do something illegal. you know?
yeah. But what I was saying,
Yeah,
let's go back to
yeah,
yeah, man, you gotta experience that thing in person. That
nice.
touchpad, and you can, of course, you can.
Yeah,
That dock, I'm gonna get that dock when it comes out. I really need that.
I just can't wait to like my first impressions and expressions on my face because I'll have two cameras, one looking at me through the green screen, and the other camera will be looking at me unboxing it. So there'll be two cameras, and you guys will see my impressions and my expression on the face with a big, grin on my face, a smile that tell you, "Ooh, this is good," you know. But I'm sure I'm going to be very pleased. Just how big it is, right? How enormous the thing is. That's what she said. Yeah. By the way, I know exactly how to do that thing with Nintendo Switch, but I'll talk to you about that off the record, But I have seen some,
Yeah, yeah. There's lots of. I'm sure there's lots of different things you can do with it if you're creative.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Same with like a PC. It's like if you're creative and you know what you're doing.
yeah. A lot of you can use a Linux on that thing and emulate some other stuff as well. Crazy.
Linux is already built in.
Oh shit.
You just need to press switch to desktop on the power.
Oh, if Linux is already in there.
Yeah, you just need to
Oh,
press switch to desktop, and then yeah, it takes you in from Steam
now you
operating system.
understand, Cameron, why I need that 1 GB SD memory card.
1 TB. Oh yeah.
1 TB. Now you know. Because they'll be able to do so many different. Look, everybody already know this. All this. BS. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's illegal. What are they going to do? Arrest everybody? Arrest the entire population? Everyone's doing it.
I live in
Everyone's
Canada,
like.
so they don't really give a fuck about that stuff. My
I don't think
provider told
really.
me
I really
they
don't
don't
think.
care what
They
you
have
do.
bigger fish to fry. They
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the child
How many
porn. They
movies
need
you
to.
got, Cameron? You got like
Oh,
you got
a
you got.
thousand. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've already told my internet provider what I do, and they told you know what, bro.
they don't give a shit.
As long as you pay your bill, we don't give a fuck what you do. That's what they told me. Right?
Well, yeah. Also, because Canada is less strict than United
Yeah.
States, I think. But
So
because everything's more centralized in United States, you know.
Yeah. But
But
even
what?
here, I don't think they care. Like Cameron said, the federal, the
yeah, yeah.
FBI, they have a bigger fish to fry, dude. They,
Well,
they
yeah.
really don't have.
You
Like I
really.
said, what they gonna do? Arrest the entire 300 million people? Good luck
You
with
see
that.
more of that stuff. You see more of that stuff in like UK, because UK
Yeah,
in
yeah,
you. Here's the reason why about the UK is because UK is very, very strict, and here's why.
yeah,
They're in deep ties with the Premier League and all these other soccer leagues, and they're very, very, and they are in ties, say, like BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, that's owned by the government. So that really, they really don't want people getting that shit, which is stupid because it's free anyway. But, it's over the air. But I don't know. I mean, they're really heavy on that shit over there, like way more than we are.
but this is America, man. 300 million people and all that. Do you know how many people have? Look at Napster. What are they gonna do? Arrest the entire population of the United States that have
Yeah, and
downloaded the illegal music? I mean, the music, and they didn't pay for it. What are they gonna do?
And
Arrest everybody?
the thing about
Come on,
that
man.
is that even Napster, the people that pirated that music, was still supporting Metallica by going to their concerts. Uh, they probably still even paid for some CDs and merchandise and all that other shit. So,
Yeah,
so don't even
yeah,
get me.
what
So
I've
then,
found
you know,
what I found is that most like what I found, and I've done a and I've done a and I don't know I at one time I was like downloading like 4 to 5 TB a month in just 4K Blu-ray movies. And what I found is that they don't really care about the people downloading it. Yeah, they'll tell you don't do it, whatever. But what they really care about are the people who are uploading the content. That's the people who they really are really going after. They don't really care about the guy who's fucking downloading the fucking movie and then
yeah.
he's calling it a day because they know you're not going to sell it. You just want to download to watch it. But the people who are uploading it, they're the ones who are more likely to be in trouble.
Oh yeah,
And they're considered the bigger fish. And like if you do a lot of like heavy pirating, you already know who the big names are, which I'm not going to say like who are the big name uploaders and stuff like that. These are the guys who are, the ones that are who are if you were to say the FBI is going to spend their time looking for someone, that's the person who they're going to go after. Is the person are
yeah,
the big people who are the uploaders. They're the ones who they really
yeah. They're not gonna go after people who are
yeah.
using it for a private home use.
Yeah,
You know,
you
like
fucking download
like
the fucking
like for
movie.
example, like okay, you want to play Nintendo Switch games for your private home use. What are they gonna do? Like go after every Nintendo user? I mean, whatever. Everybody who had used the program or software to emulate these Nintendo Switch games, right? Whatever on the Linux. What are you gonna do? Go like I said. What like let's say 50,000 or 60,000 are using the Linux on their whatever devices. What they're gonna do? Track down 60,000 and arrest 60,000 people? I mean, where you gonna put them all? You know,
Yeah.
you're not gonna waste your taxpayers' money on that. You're gonna waste your resources on that nonsense, dude. Because if that was the case, that's what they would be doing, and then everyone would be arrested. You wouldn't see anybody on the streets. Or
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, people get too like scared, and sometimes like when they see that FBI warning, you might spend whatever 6 years in jail or whatever, this and that. That's just to let you know, hey, don't copy this movie or whatever. But they're not really gonna spend their time looking for you because you
No, no.
copy the movie. As long as you're not selling it like a
Yeah.
bootleg, that's a different story. If you're out there selling it as a bootleg and making money off of it, then yeah, they're gonna start cracking down on you because now you're selling it and making money and profiting off of something that you didn't even pay for.
Yeah,
For
I
that, they
think
will
I
get you for
think that
that. But if you're using it for a home use, like if you download these illegal movies, right? Or if you
Yeah.
download these games, right, with and you get the code, whatever, you
I
go to
don't even
that,
think
whatever. I'm not
I
Literally,
gonna
don't
say
think that
that.
I don't think that they crack down on the people who upload it for free. I think that they crack down on the people who resell it for money
yeah.
because
Oh, oh yeah. Well,
that's
you know
Even
what
money.
that
even
is?
what's funny is that
You know.
even a lot of PC games nowadays, you don't even need a fucking code to get the game to work. You can just download the version that's already cracked, and you just install it, and it'll work. It'll work right away. It's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much easier right now. Where in the old days, you would have to find a way to make it work. Whereas now you don't have to even do anything. I don't like. It's like you said there. No, it's like if you know how to find the games, it's just as easy as finding a movie. If you can download a movie, right? If like right now, if you know, and I know Mamba knows, but I'm not gonna say how to do it. But if you know how to go and get like the the 4K version of the Batman movie right now, chances are you know how to go and get like the latest game on PC right now too. So it's not like it's hard, like it's some kind of secret where everybody's hiding it. It's just people have come to realize that the government doesn't really give a fuck about this. Yeah, like you said, in the movies, if you buy a 4K movie and you put it in, the first thing you see is FBI warning, jail time. But that's just
But you know why, Cameron? You know why they don't really give a fuck? Because it's hard to control it. You
yeah,
pull
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
weed,
yeah,
you pull one
exactly.
weed out, another one grows.
Yeah,
So it's like a wild goose chase. It's
yeah,
like a waste of resources, waste of time when they could be focusing on
yeah.
something that's important. Listen, these studios, Hollywood, and these developers and record company labels, they make money as it is,
Of
man.
course.
They make shitload of money
Yeah.
from radios and satellite radios and all a bunch of different things. So that's why they don't really focus too much. Now, if they have a pretty good solid case on somebody who's
Yeah.
doing it domestically and it's like selling these movies on the street
Yeah, in a large amount.
and
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah, a large amount, and they caught him and he's in the area in one of the states, then yeah, they're gonna crack down on him and do it. They'll have like a task force to do that. But if it's somebody from India, somewhere out there in New Delhi selling movies, and yeah, it's hard to control that
No,
shit.
they don't give a fuck in India. Trust me. Like India,
Yeah,
like if you know about Bollywood, like in India, they call their movies Bollywood movies,
yeah.
and and the same, actually sometimes more than likely in India, the movies are bootlegged before they even go into the cinemas, right? So like my family
Yeah.
members, they all the Indian movies, they get them all fucking pirated, all of them. And the movies, you can get it pirated before it even reaches the cinema. And in India, it's like a joke. They don't even give a fuck. They're like, yeah, even the fucking cops is probably getting the pirated version of the newest
Oh
movies,
yeah.
right? Like, and Indian celebrities, they are like there's a like the main Indian actors, like the action actors, like Shah Rukh Khan. He gets paid 3 times more than Tom Cruise does. If you
Damn.
Google Shah Rukh Khan's net worth, it's 3 times more than Tom Cruise net worth. And these guys' movies are the most pirated, and they're still making their money. So it's like you said, the movie companies, especially in India, they don't give a fuck about piracy because they know they're still getting paid like crazy
Yeah.
money, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm sure now, if they, if you were like, like you had like a like you were making a fortune off of selling bootleg movies, or you
Oh
had like
yeah. That's what
like
I meant. Like,
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, and you were
Or
stealing all
let's
those
say
movies,
you were
yeah, to your
selling,
mom. Yeah,
for example, you were selling Nintendo games, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then they finally crack you down, like, hey, dude, you didn't even pay for these games. You're selling them out there without the the approval of the whoever's the
Yeah.
the rightful owner, the shareholder of that that company, that brand. So they can get you for that infringement. They can get you for that, for laundering, that product and making money. There's idiots that will do that. They'll take the risk and they'll get busted. Sure, there's that, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about
Yeah, yeah, the
for
average
your
person.
for your home personal use, right? You want to put something on your Steam Deck, right? And you want to play a certain game on the Steam Deck from Nintendo. So they don't give a shit if you do that for your personal use, right?
The last time Nintendo gave a fuck about somebody pirating their games was when
Yeah.
Soldier Boy, the rapper Soldier Boy,
Oh
he
yeah,
came
yeah, yeah.
he
The
came
rich
out
people talking about
yeah,
it.
yeah. He came out with his fucking his fake gaming console and he was selling all of the Nintendo pirated games like like that, like they had like the you could download like the you can download like a fucking patch or something and it had like
Yeah,
300 Nintendo games. That was when Nintendo said, listen, we're going to sue you if you ever if you release that, right? So what he did was he bought it from like some fucking eBay company, some Chinese eBay company who was selling these handheld versions with like 3 or 400 games already pre-installed, and he's like, I'm going to put my name on it and it's going to be like the Soldier Boy handheld, right? And then Nintendo, but obviously he's a famous rapper, so Nintendo knows, okay, fuck, if this guy starts selling it, no, we can't have that. This is not like a fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry. This is Soldier Boy, so we can't let this. That's so then they in, so then Nintendo intervened, and they're like, no, we're gonna sue you if you ever release that thing because that's illegal, you know. But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, but that's like the last time Nintendo really cared about
yeah.
somebody
Because here's the reason why. Because you can't really control that. Like, okay, how about this? How many? Let's be honest about this, since we're talking about this subject. Like, all right, can you really control like what your kids are doing on that phone? Let's say your teenager, sons and daughters. Like, let's say you're a parent and they have internet access of internet. Can you really control what they're doing? And do parents really have time to control what these teenagers are doing, right, on the internet or on the phone? You can't really. It's hard for parents to control that. You know what I mean? So the same thing goes for you know the government and the federal government, FBI, to be cracking down on every single person that has used that emulator and then download from whatever, some company out there website, some deep pirate deep website out there, which we're not going to say the names, but some pirate deep underground website where they get all these codes for these games, right? Do you know how many millions and millions of downloads that is? What are you gonna do? Go around arrest the entire population of the world? I mean, what the fuck are you gonna
The
do?
only time you have to worry about if you're downloading stuff is if you're downloading like child porn. That's really the only thing. That's what
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, yeah,
their algorithm is designed to look for those type of things. They're not looking
of
to see
course.
who's fucking downloading the latest Batman or
Yeah,
or the latest Tom Cruise movie. They don't give a fuck about that. They're looking to see real criminals and
the real
that's
child
yeah
molesters
yeah
and real
that's what they're looking for. They're looking for
sex
real criminals.
offenders, right?
And that's
Sex
yeah
offenders, predators.
and people who are downloading, like
Yeah,
stuff about terrorism, stuff like that. These are the threats who they're really worried about nowadays. They're not really concerned about
yeah, yeah.
you downloading your fucking porno, your regular porno, your fucking movie. They don't give a fuck. They don't really care
Yeah.
about that stuff. You
They
know?
look at the algorithm. You're right. I mean, the FBI, Federal Bureau, has this cybercrime division where they're always looking for that algorithm. Okay, there is this state here on this county. We got about 10 to 15 individuals downloading something they shouldn't be downloading, which is against the law, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Meaning, like, let's say, God forbid, they see them downloading a child porn, right, or something like that, and then that would alert them to crack down on that person, to see
yeah,
where the IP address is originating, and then they're gonna pay him a visit. They're gonna send the agents down there with the local law enforcement, and the local law enforcement with the federal agents will be knocking on his door, and they're gonna check his computer, laptop that he was downloading that stuff on from. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for, you know, the child predators, child molesters,
yeah,
pedophiles. That's what they really are cracking down on when it comes to the internet, right? Internet safety. So that's who they're looking for. That's where they usually put their resources on, or somebody learning on how to create a bomb, or somebody learning how to, create some kind of atrocities,
yeah,
killings and stuff like that. That's where usually they get alerted. That's why they have this cybercrime division on the internet to keep an eye on that, and of course to keep an eye on the hackers. Because there's hackers always around. from Russia, China, India, other places, and they
yeah,
have to keep an eye on that. But they have different departments, different divisions within the departments of the Federal Bureau that has
monitor.
monitoring, like a task force monitoring on the predators, sexual predators, child molesters, and somebody that might be plotting, some kind of violent crime or something, or hate speech. That when it comes to hate speech, they do look at that stuff too, but they have to have a concrete evidence that this individual is connected to a group, and this group
Yeah,
it's connected, and they are hanging out here on this pizza gate, there on that pizza gate, or whatever the fuck, put in a whatever, an anecdote of a name, right? Whatever innuendo you want to put in there, right?
yeah,
You can call it a sausage gate, or you can call it whatever, Higgy Jiggy Gate, but that's where they hang out. That's where their cult is, right? And then they start cranking down on that cult, whatever that cult is. Uh, could be white nationalists, could be uh, some racist groups, or hateful groups, or whatever. Any kind of group that has hateful, what you call it,
agenda, something like that.
agenda. Yeah. No, you said it, the agenda, hateful agenda, and that's what they're like. Correct. So these are the things. Like, the reason I'm talking about this, because this is what FBI usually it's focused on. That's where their resources are going. That's where the taxpayer money, the federal government money is going through these resources that are important. The cases that are important, not to mention cracking down on some cold cases, or fugitives, working with the U.S. Marshals, right, and then cracking down on some very important cases, right? Fugitives on the run, or some crazy lunatic or serial killer, right, on a run, stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Or some serial rapist and a murderer or something. They look for these cases. That's what they're mainly focused on. It's like the movie Hannibal Lecter. Uh, they're focused on the top 10 list of most wanted people they're looking for. They're not really focused on something like a guy downloaded a movie, and even in the X Files there was an episode when the Mulder walked in and told this kid, you can go to jail for that, but if you'll talk to us right now, maybe we'll forget about that. I forget which episode it was. It was like the Mulder walked in and he saw the guy like watching a movie or something that it's not even out yet, and he's watching it or something. I don't know. It was one of the episodes. Yeah, I can't remember exactly which episode it was, but the whole point is, was that an X Files? No, it was a different movie. I'm sorry, it was a different movie. It was a movie where uh, the murder happened online, and people who click on that website, like usually they end up dying or something. So they're trying to crack down on who is this organization that is doing this. I forgot the name of the movie. That Superman mother was like in that movie. I forgot her name. You know what I'm talking about? That actress. She was in it. Diane Lane, or that's her name, Diane Lane, or something like that. She was in it, and also Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, was in that movie as well, and that's where that scene was in. He was in that movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was like in 2012, I think, or something like that. It was released.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys remember that movie. It's not important. It's just there was the one scene in that movie, like the FBI agent walked in and he said to the guy, we can get you for that movie, because the movie's not even out yet, and says, we can get you for that. That's how, like, they were looking for a suspect, and they knew that this guy, it's an amateur, it's fucking whatever.
Yeah. He would get scared. He would get scared just from the threat of a.
Yeah. But they were using him to get some leads and some clues and stuff like that. So yeah, because the entire movie was about cybercrime FBI division. And that's why the movie's so cool, so cool actually. But I can't remember the name of it, man. It was a really good movie, by the way. I wish that I can remember. I know Diane Lane was in that movie. It was like 2012 or something. But anyway, the only reason we even got to this point, talking about the FBI and all of that, is because of the fact that Mamba was letting me know that you can use a Nintendo games, you can play them on there because it's Linux. It's built in Linux. It's running off of Linux, the Steam Deck, and you can go ahead and go through some, we're not going to obviously tell you how to do that, but there is a way for you to play Nintendo Switch games on Steam Deck and PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games on there.
I'm pretty sure too. Since it's like a PC, Mamba, you probably know that. Like, you remember all of the games that used to come in the arcade? Like there was a file that you can download with like 600 or
Yeah.
700 arcade games. You could probably make that work on that too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget what was the term they call it. I forget what was the word.
MAME?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, the
That's
main
the
game.
emulator. Yes.
Yeah. So that means you can get like the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Streets of Rage, all of those games to work.
You know what's funny? I used to live stream the games from emulator, and it didn't bother YouTube. YouTube didn't like remove those videos or anything like that because everyone's doing it, man. I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, again, we go back to not wasting your resources on something like this. It's like a dead end, right? Like you pull one weed, another one grows because you can't control it. You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say dead end. It would be a dead end for them to be wasting their resources on this. I mean, because you can't control this. What are you going to do? Arrest the entire population of United States? I'm pretty sure everyone in their homes has some movies that are illegally downloaded or some codes of the TV shows and movies and channels that they're watching for free, or maybe they paid some guy to get it, and he got it somehow illegally, and then this guy paid this guy, and he got this code, and now they're watching it on Android and Linux, right? They're watching all of these channels for free. It's hard to stop that shit. It's hard to control that shit. Unless you have a good lead on who the person is that's selling it, right, and profiting money. That's whom they might go after if they have a good lead, right? If somebody's out there, giving like 12,000 or 15,000 or 25,000 free channels for you to watch, and then they're selling it, but they're selling it through, certain hoops that you have to jump through certain gates of chat rooms you have to go through some higgy-jiggy underground websites, right, where you can get the code. They might go after that person who's doing that, right, who's making money. But they're not going to go after people who actually paid for it, who are actually watching it, because that would be just too much of a dead-end waste of resources and money of the Federal Bureau time. Like they will only go for the sure thing, Cameron, if they know who the perpetrator is, right? And they got the perpetrator, and now they can put him behind the bars for what he did, for what he was selling, If you're selling like a bogus fake tickets or something, or something like, that's, they go after the big fish. What's the word? A big fish. Yeah. So what I'm saying is they're not going to come after you, Cameron. They're going to come after big fish. that's what I'm trying to say. Whoever the big fish is, that's that's trying to get you those codes, or try to sell you something. I'm just kind of saying hypothetically, in general, that's like how they work, basically.
Yeah.
You guys all of a sudden now panicking. What's going on?
No, we're good.
We're just listening. So when you get your Steam Deck,
Yeah.
the first day when you get it, you're just doing you're just gonna do the unboxing, or are you gonna put a game on it too and run the game?
Well, first I want to unbox it, and I'll do a live stream. I want to unbox it. I want to check it out. I want to go through all the ins and outs. I want to let you know how it feels in hands, and the setup process when you turn it on, how the controller feels when you press it, the touchpad, the screen, the size of the screen, and then, of course, the whole setup process, how long it takes, and all of that. And most likely, Elden Ring will be on top of my list, for sure. Elden Ring for sure. Because that's the one game that they have really perfected on that system.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
So Elden Ring, you bought it for the PC as well already, or you have it only for PlayStation 5?
I haven't bought it yet, but that's easy. I can easily buy it and download it. I have a fast internet, so it shouldn't take too long. That's easy. I can do that easy. The only thing is, I don't even know if it's going to be Wednesday, to be honest with you. It might be even Friday. It might be Friday, actually.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't know what's going on with the UPS, and it's not like I know exactly where the package is, It just says it's on the way. Picked up the label, it's on its way. On its way where? It's been stalemate. Yeah, it's been a stalemate. I mean, look, if it's already Tuesday, almost Tuesday. That thing should be already in Florida, man. If it's going to be delivered today, right? So that thing's got to be in the Florida state. I don't know, somewhere in Florida. I would guess passing through Central Florida as we speak right now, or something. I don't know. And then getting to the warehouse, getting ready for the morning trucks. when they clock in to pick it up and then deliver it. But I don't see any like evidence of that when I type in the tracking number. Usually it should tell you it left the warehouse from New Jersey, landed left on the truck from New Jersey, made its destination to Atlanta, Georgia, on whatever Sunday, or made its destination Monday morning from Atlanta to Jacksonville, and then whatever today's traveling from Jacksonville to Miami. Those, you would see where the cookie crumble. Usually they let you know which stops the truck has made. But I don't see any of that. So that's how I'm kind of worried, like what the hell's going on here, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I gotta get going. I gotta get up early tomorrow and do some shit, work and shit. Well,
All right, so
take
when
care.
you leaving for Italy, when you going there?
June 4th.
June 4th? All right. Well, enjoy it, brother. Enjoy the Italiana.
Yes, thank you
Italiana
also.
food. Yeah, it's a bene. It's very good. It's a fantastic. Yes. You're going to love them chicas down there, man.
Yeah.
You have no idea. When you go there to Florence. Yeah, be careful when you go there, Mamba. They got a lot of,
Yeah.
higgy-jiggies out there trying to sell you some fugazi shit,
Yeah, and there's a lot of
Uh,
pickpocketers. I'll have to make sure they don't get that shit.
yeah, you got to be careful. There's a lot of stuff going on there in Italy, man. It's a cool place, but of course they know they know there's a lot of tourism there, and they're looking for tourists, and they're always looking to rob a tourist.
Yeah.
You never know, or shit. They might even snatch you for organ donor. You never know. I'm just kidding, but yeah, be careful.
Yeah, I
Don't.
know.
Here's what I mean by be careful. If it's too good to be true, then something's wrong. If a super hot chick approaches me, and I know I'm an average dude, I know something's up. I'm being fucking set up. Like, what the fuck is this? It's not my looks. It's not because of me. I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not Tom Cruise. So what is this? So something is up. You being worked, right? If you see a hot chick approaching you, or two or three of them, like, what the fuck is this? Why are they being so nice to me? Like, right? If something
Yeah.
is too good to be true, then something is up, and you need to let them know, hey, whatever you guys doing, stop it, and just watch out, man. Watch your six.
Yeah, I know.
That's all.
All right.
Look, Jose is laughing.
All right.
Yeah, but this is a good advice. It's like that's all. That's all it is, man. It's a good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All
Oh, Cameron left. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know
see
what
him.
happened. All
He
right.
left.
Take care, brother.
All right.
Talk
Thank
to
you, man,
you.
for stopping by.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Hope you get that Steam Deck, man. I really fucking hope.
I hope
'Cause
so. I think I will. I think I will get it. It's just inconvenience on when I'm gonna get it. But I'll
yeah,
most likely probably will get it by either, like I said, Wednesday, tomorrow, or probably Friday. But I think I'll get it tomorrow by Wednesday, because I'll be home, and they're gonna bring it to me next 3 business days. They'll try again the next day, so I'm sure I'll get it.
yeah.
But thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, brother. Always a pleasure. Take care.
Always a pleasure, bro. And safe trip, man.
Yep,
All
I
right,
got
brother.
that covered. All right, take care.
All right. Take care, brother.
Always a pleasure. All right, take care.
Always. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh, somebody joined. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there you go, Cameron.
sorry about
Sorry
that.
about
I don't know what happened. It got disconnected or something.
that. Yeah, it must have been the FBI.
Yeah.
The FBI. Hello, Clarice. I was wondering, why am I on a top 10 list? No, it says I couldn't help but notice that I've been hoisted from the top 10 to number 1 of the most wanted. I love that movie. I love it. I love it. You've seen it, right, Hannibal?
Yeah.
It was a great movie. Yeah. It was hilarious that they put him right above the Osama bin Laden,
Hmm.
like Hannibal Lecter's the most wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's probably because that movie was made before 9/11, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably why he was number 1.
So have you been using your Switch a lot?
Oh yeah, been playing those visual novels, and man, there's so many Japanese RPG games. I'll tell you what, man. The one thing Nintendo Switch has, if you love Japanese games, if you love Japanese RPGs, if you love Japanese visual novels, you're in you're in treat, man. You're gonna love it. There's a shitload of like ridiculous amount of games for you to play. You probably like a 10 terabyte like
Yeah.
SD memory card or some shit, man.
Huh.
Uh, so there's some interesting stuff, and of course Nintendo Switch Sport. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun, you know. But to be fair, Nintendo it's really aimed for that ecosystem of Nintendo users.
Yeah.
If you're not like a hardcore Nintendo user, then maybe it's not for you. That's what I was telling Martin, but I know he got it. I know he got Nintendo Switch OLED. I told him,
But is he a
there's
Nintendo
some.
guy?
Yeah. He's not a Nintendo guy, but I told him I think you and your wife will enjoy playing Nintendo Switch Sports. It's like a fun game to
Yeah.
play. Have a good time. And there's some games. It's not just the kids games; it's an adults games
Yeah.
as well. Like I said, they have these Japanese adult RPG games where it's like really like uncensored, like they show everything,
Yeah.
like hentai versus whatever. They have all kinds of shit. Because Japan's different. They do things differently in Japan. It's just a different country, different culture. And so you get to see a lot of interesting stuff. So it's for the adults as well, uh, to a certain extent. And then you got all those other third-party games where you can play, FIFA, Madden. You can play what you call it, Skyrim, and the Formula. I think Formula One. It's on. No, it's not on there. You can play that motorbike, MotoGP. So they
Yeah.
got some stuff. It's it's kind of surprised me in a way, like how much they have in terms of library. Because when I was thinking of Nintendo, I was always thinking it's just for the kids, Mario and what you call it, uh, the other one,
Donkey Kong.
Luigi and
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong, yeah, stuff like that. But it turns out it's not just for that. It turns out that they have a lot of stuff. Like I said, they have these visual novels. They got Japanese RPG games, and they got uh, some weird, strange Japanese games out there, dude, which are like mature, adult, really bizarre, but they're out there on Nintendo. They have that as well. And of course, you have to acknowledge your age and all that. Uh, so Nintendo has kind of surprised me in a way. That yes, their main focus it's always going to be their Nintendo characters and their Nintendo fans,
Yeah.
but they also give you this other option, to try out these other games from Southeast Asia, Japan, Indonesia, India, other places. They got these independent developers working on these RPG games, visual novels, and some of these RPG games are uh, very explicit, like and uncensored. If you know what I mean, it's like they're like an adult type of
Yeah, yeah.
games. Not like triple X or anything like that, but brief nudity here and there. They do show some stuff, and they cuss a lot. There's a lot of foul language that you can read and hear. So Nintendo has changed to a certain extent. But like I said, if you love Japanese anime, if you love Japanese culture, if you love even Asian culture, the amount of those types of Japanese RPG games and Asian games that you will find, like Asian RPGs as well, that you from Atlas and all these other publishers, and Super Rare Games. So you got the Super Rare, another publisher that they have these indie Japanese developers working on those games. You're gonna be surprised.
Huh.
Hold on. Oh, you were showing me something. What is this? Is that
Oh,
you?
yeah. I was actually trying to put that on my.
Oh, I see it.
I was trying to put that as my profile, as on my picture instead of this ugly thing that it has me as, just so people would know we're talking Steam Deck and so forth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Steam Deck. Yeah, yeah. It's cool. I like it. I like it. So yeah, that's the one thing that really surprised me. It's the fact that there's so many interesting, rare. Like you really, these are the games that I never expected to see on Nintendo, but they made its way on Nintendo. So you know,
Yeah, yeah. The only thing I wish Nintendo would do now is okay. They have their handheld, but they should try to acquire the streaming services, like have Netflix on there, Disney Plus on there, Amazon. So then that way,
yes,
like when you take your Nintendo Switch OLED, who has a nice OLED screen, and you're traveling, you can watch your movies. Like let's say you're on the on an airplane and you don't want to play the game, but you want to like pop on your Netflix or you want to pop
yes.
on your Disney Plus. You should have that ability just to go on there, and like with your Disney and with your Netflix account, like Netflix allows you to download movies to your Netflix account, so then that way you can watch them offline, so you don't have to use any bandwidth, right? So
Here's a funny thing. They used to have it
yeah,
on Nintendo VU.
okay,
Um, you know what's funny? I look at the Steam Deck. You know what the Steam Deck reminds me of now? Of VU a little bit now.
oh yeah,
The VU.
yeah, yeah,
Like
and the Wii U, yeah.
yeah, it really kind of does actually. I actually, you know what, man? I
Wait,
regret.
you're probably going to be
I
using this more than the Switch.
Yeah, I regret trading in my VU. I wish that I have kept it. Some stuff, Cameron, it's not worth selling. I don't know. Some stuff you got to keep it for whatever sentimental value or whatever, But some
Yeah,
stuff I wish that I didn't sell. Like I wish that I didn't sell Dreamcast, and now I wish that I didn't sell the VU. VU had Netflix on there, had a lot of cool stuff. And it was very interesting when you play a game, how you can switch between the two screens. You can see the map. Like I played a VU Zombie or something. You can see the map on
yeah,
your controller and that LCD screen while you're playing it on a television.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I wish that they would do. Maybe they'll go back to that with this Nintendo, whatever this Nintendo Switch is
yeah.
next.
It's just software. I mean, it's not. It's just an update. They just have to get the make a deal with Netflix so that or Disney
Yeah,
so that way they can have it on there, and then it's basically an app. And nowadays,
Yeah,
think about it. Nowadays, everything has Netflix. Even if you go buy yourself a $35 Android box from Amazon, or like a shitty little Android box from Amazon, those things have Netflix built onto it. So I don't know why Nintendo wouldn't put it on it, because it would make their little handheld so much better, because I'm sure a lot of people will, when they're traveling, they would rather have the bigger Nintendo Switch OLED screen to watch a movie than their little cell phone. You know what I mean? So,
exactly,
so
exactly.
and I mean, with the Steam Deck, you can have those things, but I think Nintendo would be even better because their screen is going to be OLED. So you could be watching your Netflix movies or Disney movies on the OLED screen. It would be perfect.
Oh man, watching it. You got to remember when it's a smaller screen, that
Yeah,
all it looks even more sharper. It looks even better, man. It
yeah.
almost looks three dimensional when you look at it. Oh, by the way, did you see the trailer for The Way of the Water, the Avatar?
You know what? I seen somebody put it up there. I didn't look at it yet. Yeah, that's when's it coming out though?
December, this
Okay.
holiday,
Oh, that's
December.
pretty
Yeah,
good. That's pretty good. It's not. I thought they were gonna be like next year, or the year out. Okay,
yeah,
that's not too far away.
yeah. Man, the movies theater is going to be packed, bro, with that one.
But the question
Uh,
is that it took so long for the sequel to come out, and it's so anticipated now. Is it gonna be able to meet the hype of the first one? Like, is it gonna be able to do that, or is it gonna be like the fucking Matrix 4? You know,
I don't
that's the
know,
thing.
man. Here's the thing.
Because I love the Avatar. So
Here's the thing, man. Here's the problem. Well, he did make a sequel with a Terminator. He was very
yeah,
successful with a Terminator too. But
yeah,
that's because the technology has advanced from 1984 to 1991, right? A computer CGI has advanced, so
yeah,
he was able to do all kinds of different things with the Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The original Avatar was released in 2009,
yeah,
and what has been what like 13 years?
yeah. 13 years. Yeah,
Yeah, 13 years. So looking at the trailer, it still looks and feels like the first one.
yeah,
You know it's a CGI, so you're like, I know it looks beautiful. Listen, it looks
yeah, yeah, yeah.
beautiful, but it's nothing that makes me want to go, oh wow, dude, look at this. There's no that wow factor. But then again, the wow factor will come in a 3D cinema. When you go see it in a cinema. Uh, that's where I think the wow factor will come in. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. They're not showing you much, and that's the geniuses of
Yeah.
James Cameron. He's not showing you the important parts because he doesn't want to spoil the movie. He's only giving you a little teaser, glimpse and pieces, and with the 3 minutes, whatever. But I don't know. What do you think? I mean, honestly.
Like, going back to the Terminator, I actually think Terminator 2 was actually just as good, if not better, than Terminator 1. And I think like back then things were different. Like, I think movies were back then were written different, directed different. But going back to nowadays, I think the thing with the Avatar is that the first one, the story, the idea was so unique. It's never been done before, and now we've seen it. We've
Yeah,
experienced it. Now to make another one, okay, let's say they keep the graphics the same, which is okay, because the graphics, I thought, from the first one, I thought they
yeah,
looked incredible. Like, it's believable. Everything looked incredible. But my thing is can they make the story as captivating? Like, where do you go after you give us a phenomenal story, adventure? How can you make this better? Like, what else can you add? Because that wow factor is gone now. What else are you going to give us in the sequel? It's like the Lord of the Rings, right? When you watch the trilogy of the Lord of the Rings, it's probably you're probably thinking that's this is the best ever. And then when they made the Hobbit, yeah, it was still good, but it didn't. To me, it didn't live up to the original, Lord of the Rings trilogy, because you know because you had such high expectations. It was so grand that where do you go from now? So
I
that's why
agree on that
so that's why I'm wondering
because
with the Avatar, are they going to be able to give you that same feeling, like that same holy shit, this is mind blowing, and not only the graphics but the story, the acting, the totality of the movie. Are they going to be able to do that with the sequel? Now, the only thing
I
that
don't
has
know.
going for it is that it's James Cameron, and James Cameron, he's always about quality over quantity. So
That's a
I
good question
you know
because think about this. Uh, when it first came out in 2009, this was groundbreaking.
yeah,
Not
exactly.
only in terms of CGI, but in terms of 3D. Right? It was groundbreaking in all of those terms, and it was something we have never seen before. Right?
Yeah,
It was something that we haven't never seen before, and the story was great. Everything was the actors, the whole thing, the actions, the music, the whole thing, special effects, beautiful. Uh, and Stephen Lang playing that commander, was great. That security commander of that base was great. Um, but yeah,
top that.
how do you top that, bro? And he
Yeah.
says there's what, three more coming or so.
No, that's amazing. But as they come out, the quality starts to diminish. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to keep a
Yeah,
great story. It's like a video game, right? How do you top like when you create a brand new video game and it's a masterpiece? How do you
yeah,
top that? Like I mean, like with the story, how do you
exactly.
match the first one? It's hard, especially nowadays, because because we know what the society is, and how people today, most people today, I keep saying most people today like shitty movies, and what I'm going to be expecting, it's going to be hard for him to live up to, and even but the only good thing is that James Cameron, he has very very high expectations for his movies, so he usually crosses all of his T's and dots all of his I's and make sure, what, if it's not like this, then I don't want to put it out there. So I'm pretty sure
Here's
he
what
did
I
a good job.
think. Here's what I think. Honestly, I think he's gonna manage to pull it off, man.
Yeah,
Uh, you
I hope he
know,
does.
and here's the reason why. Because he's very smart. I know I can listen. I cannot have a knee jerk reaction on a trailer, 3 minute trailer that's not showing me really not much of anything, just the ocean and then flying and okay, whatever, swimming and so I'm not really kind of like getting the bigger picture. I think where this movie is gonna really bring that box office is when you go see it.
Yeah,
Then you're gonna be, ooh, who's in it? Oh my god, I didn't know she was in it. I didn't know he was in it. Oh my god, did you see what they did there? Holy shit, man. Did you see what happened in the middle of the movie? Oh, the ending? Jesus H. Christ. And then you're gonna walk out of the theater after 3.5 hours. Holy fuck. So the trailer is just that's what Jim Cameron is doing. He's only teasing you with a trailer. I'm not gonna tell you everything. I'm not gonna show you, how exciting this world really is in the sequel. I want you to come to see it, and that's why people are going to go see it. But once they see it, then they're going to start talking about it, and then everyone's going to say, "Oh, you got to watch this, dude. You got to see it." He'll manage it. Trust me. I think that's how it's going to be.
yeah, I hope so too.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Even with the first one when it came out, people were like, "What is this? Smurfs?" You know,
Yeah,
Papa Smurf, like in the jungle. What's going on here? But once they went to see it, oh, that's it. I think it's going to make because it's the most anticipated movie sequel. Period. So there's no question about that.
the only question is nowadays, um how is it gonna do in the cinema versus, like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, because of the COVID, the world has changed, and like, like movies in the cinema are on a decline, so it might not make as much as it would have if we didn't have COVID or all of these things. You know what I mean? Like, that's the next question. Is it like, Like, I mean, I guess we're gonna know because what is it? The Top Gun is coming out in a couple weeks in the cinemas, or was it
Yeah,
later
yeah,
than that?
yeah.
So I
Just
guess
in time for Memorial Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. So we'll know by that and see how much it
yeah.
made. Like, wasn't Batman in the cinema?
Yes, it was,
But
and it made good money when it
but
came out in March 1st. Yeah.
did it make like crazy money like how movies were making like 5 years ago? Like, or did it just do average? Like,
No, it didn't do like crazy money. It didn't
yeah,
break the records like The Dark Knight did. Um, but it made the money that it warranted, the money that it needed
yeah.
to justify basically on what they spend. So basically, they made on what they spent, like quadruple on what they spent. They made
Yeah.
in the first month of March, and of course throughout HBO subscription, buying the 4K movies and all that, the copy of the movie in the 4K in digital, and then through subscription services like HBO Max, they'll make even quadruple on that. So they're already making their money, so it's all good. Yeah.
So I see. So Avatar 2. What is it? Is it a Disney production? Disney
Uh,
slash 20th century, both something like that.
it's still kind of Disney, but not really Disney. It's a 20th century studio with a
Okay.
Lightstorm Entertainment. Um, Disney has the rights to a certain extent with a contract that they made by buying out 20th Century Studios.
So it's
So
not a.
yes, it will be on a Disney Plus for sure.
But is it going to be on? Will it be on a Disney Plus on launch day where you can order it and watch it on the launch day? You think or no?
No,
No. Eh?
no. I think they'll probably have something like a premium thing.
Yeah.
They might have a premium where you pay like
Like a $30 something like that, and you watch it like how they did with
like
Black
a
Widow.
30 or 40. They'll probably bump up the price to like $40 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because if you want to watch it at home, it'll cost you more. You have to pay 40. Uh, they did the same thing with the Black Widow. It was like $30. Yeah,
Yeah. Which for a family, it's good because it'll cost you way more than that to go to the cinema with your
yeah,
family if you have kids.
yeah.
So my family did that, and they did that too with there was a Disney movie. I forget the name of it, Raya and the Dragon or something like that. I forget. And they spent the $30 because they were like it was gonna cost us
The way I
each
look
one
at it
for
is this: I think it's a mixture of both right now. I'm pretty sure James Cameron understands that the world has changed, a lot
Yeah.
has changed, and he has to kind of go with the times. I think they'll make money from both
Yeah.
a movie theater and the digital, and then Blu-ray when they release it,
Oh yeah,
next
yeah.
year in April or whenever. I think they'll release it in April to get that whole, Earth's Day thing, um, of 2023. But I think it's going to be a combination of both, Cameron. Looking at that pot, the pot of digital distribution, streaming, 4K Blu-ray discs, and of course the movie theater experience, which is the 3D experience. It's the movie theater experience will be the best experience, and I think James Cameron will want you to go to movie theater to see the movie because
Yeah.
that's how he envisioned it to be.
I'm probably gonna have to watch back the first one again just to get
Yeah,
freshened back up, before you go watch it. Just so you have everything fresh in your head, the story in your head, everything, and then you
yeah,
go watch the second one. That's what I'm gonna do.
yeah. But you know what happened at the end, right? You remember, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I haven't watched it in a long time. To be honest with you, I actually bought the I think it was a steel case
Uh-huh.
Blu-ray version. I have it. I have it on the. I have it. I got that, and I got the Lord of the Rings Blu-ray box set. I got them both together, and I never even opened it. It was like a special version of the
Well,
Avatar.
so here's the thing. Maybe you shouldn't watch the trailer
Yeah,
because when you watch the trailer, it will spoil it for you if you don't remember the ending. But I'm not going to tell you what that is. maybe you should watch the first one again. So that way, before you watch the trailer, watch the first one again, so you understand. Oh, how did this happen? How did? How really? So that way you're not like scratching your head. How is this possible? Right? So that way you understand what happened to Jake. You know who Jake is, right?
Yeah.
The Marine. Yeah. So now, um, that's why I think you should watch it again. You know, because I don't want to say anything to spoil it for you. Because I think it's better if you watch it again and then then watch the trailer and then you'll understand like that the movie definitely feels like episode 2. It continues where
Left off.
they left off, pretty much. You know, because they're refugees, man. You know, think about these Navis. They're trying to preserve their species. You know, their indigenous species, and they're trying to preserve their home, their planet. And these scavengers, these war profiteers, and these, what you call them, oil riggers, drillers, profiteers, billionaires coming in, ravaging that planet off of its natural resources. So they're coming in to, to rape that planet in a way. And whoever's in the way protecting it, they will, fight them. So it's kind of like a survival. And Jake, well, fuck it. Now I got to tell you,
Yeah.
Jake has a family. You do understand that he left his body, right? You know that, right?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So Jake has left his human body because he hated it. He hated the fact that he had no legs.
Yeah, he was in the wheelchair all the time.
He was depressed. His brother died and all that, so he was just depressed. And the only thing that gave him a new hope in life was these species, Navis, this indigenous species, Navis. They gave him that hope, of a better life. So that's why he converted and passed on as a Navi. And of course, what's her name? He met her in I forgot her name. They had sex, obviously, Navi sex, and a little Jakes are now running around,
I think the
So
girl
he's got a
was Eldana, right? The girl
yeah.
was-
So Jesus Christ, spoilers warning.
Yeah.
So now a little Jakes are running around,
Yeah.
and he's the leader. He really wants to protect his family and his species because he considered Navis his species. That's what he is. He converted from a human to to Navi. It's going to be a really interesting story to see how James Cameron has written it and which direction he's going to take this. This could be a Lord of the Rings, man. This could go to so many different. And I like that. That's why I'm telling you, James Cameron. I believe in this guy. He takes his time. He's never going to make a movie that he doesn't believe in.
Yeah, for sure.
Or he's not going to bother. Yeah.
He always puts quality over quantity kind of thing with his
Oh, wait a minute. Malik is here.
no,
What's up, Malik? Cheers, brother. Cheers. Say hello to your wife for me, man.
he said Quantum made a rap video.
Yeah, he says that Quantum made a rap video. I got to see that shit. What's the rap like? Hello. This is Quantum. I like to quantum. My little quantum into bigger quantum. Because I'm your quantum. I play guitar. I'm not just a hip-hop star. I'm a rock star. I'm a dizzle in the fizzle with the vizzle in the mizzle. Come check me out at my fundraiser Vizzle for a $5 OLED QLED style. Because I'm a quantum. Quantum, who likes to call Actman's mama down in the... I'm the quantum who likes to call Actman mama and tell her that this is Obama. You just got quantum. as Obama telling your mama to come down and give me a hug. I don't know. It's gonna be some fucking ridiculous, some rap song. I gotta look it up.
You know what? Something I just realized because when we were talking about the Avatar, I was looking in my in my list of all my movies, and I was
Oh god.
noticing that I don't have Avatar in 4K, and then I realized they never made Avatar in 4K, and now I see that James Cameron is releasing Avatar, the 2009 one, for the first time in 4K in December when the movie comes out. So it'll probably be some kind of a
Yeah,
special edition. So that'll be pretty good too.
I'm pretty sure there will be like a special edition.
Yeah. December. It says when they released the movie. I just googled it, and
Oh, 4K, 4K version.
yeah, of the Avatar 2009 because it was never released in 4K.
Nice.
Because I was looking at my collection, I was like, how come I don't have Avatar? Like I have the box set for the Blu-ray version, but not the 4K version. Because I have a list with all my movies, and I'm looking, I'm saying, how come there's no Avatar? And then I go and I Google it, and I see Avatar was never released on 4K, and it says that James Cameron is planning to release it in December when the 2022 movie comes out. So I'm pretty sure he's going to release some kind of a director's cut version, for the fans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's gonna look amazing, dude, with the Dolby
Oh
Vision
yeah,
on
yeah,
OLED. Oh my god.
yeah. He's
Um,
probably going to have fucking Atmos. That's a movie that you're
yeah.
going to have Atmos because they're flying
Oh
around
yeah.
everywhere. You have all of these battle scenes happening all over. So
Well, let me tell you, the best way to experience that movie, it's in 3D, man.
yeah,
I gotta tell you, yes, it's sure the 4K is gonna look good. That Dolby Vision transfer will be nice. It's gonna look very clean, but that movie in 3D, I still watch it on my 75-inch Vizio 3D and looks freaking amazing, dude. It's fucking. I get a goosebumps, man. It's so fucking good. Every single time, my heart rate goes up. I get fucking goosebumps, man. Such a great fucking movie, man. It's still a masterpiece. It made what billions of dollars, man. Broke all kinds of records, right? It
yeah,
even broke the records of Titanic. I mean, he topped Titanic. And just when you think, is there anything that can top Titanic? Well, the same guy who created Titanic topped it. So he raises his own bars and he pushes it, just like he did with the Terminator 2. He pushes his own bars.
yeah.
Uh, so, hey, Cameron, can you play this quantum thing, this rap thing on here for me, if you could?
Let me find it.
Yeah. I want to laugh for this. I want to see this. I think they should do like a duet, Quantum and a Gingerbread Man, like a hip hop, like a Run DMC and Aerosmith. Oh, God.
Let me see if I can find somebody who has it.
I would definitely watch that video if a Gingerbread Man and a Quantum did it like a hip hop song or something. I watched that, dude. I paid to see that shit. I gladly pay $5 for that.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is it. One sec.
Well, one of his simps made it for him. So they used his dialogue from the videos and they turned it into a hip hop song or a rap song. Oh. I'm a fizzle in the dizzle on me mizzle, quadruple dizzle. I'm so fly. I can get so high. Drop down from the sky with my quantum balls for you to feel it and fumble it with style. People are watching this. What the fuck's going on here? Exactly. Welcome to Mr. 4K's world. Come on me fizzle. Come on me fizzle. Don't make me dizzle. I'll get drizzle on me bizzle for shizzle on me whizzle. Oh, this is a train wreck. This entire live stream is like total train wreck. Oh shit. Him and a gingerbread man. And I'm a gingerbread man. I wear the same yellow shirt. Oh man. Oh shit. Roasting time. Definitely. I'm a gingerbread man. I like to smell my own smelly yellow t-shirt with all the drinks I've spilled. All the oh, help me out here. Malik, I want you to write me a song for the gingerbread man and quantum man. It's like straight up like a Marvel or a DC comic books, man. It's like the gingerbread man and quantum man. And the axe man. What the fuck, man? You could we're living in a comic book world, man. Like a cosplay comic book world. And how about a magic trick, huh? Would you like to see quantum balls disappear? You see, the quantum here won't even have a nickel for his grandma. Oh God! Don't make me awaken the heat. Joke it out of me. I tried to put him on vacation. You know, he's been bothering me lately. Let me come out. Come on. What's the problem? I just want to come out for a little bit. Well, that's the problem, Heath Ledger Joker. When you come out, you just piss all over my YouTube, man. People start running, jumping the ship.
It kind of died down now, right?
What's that?
The quantum stuff. It's kind of dying off now. Is people still talking about it?
Yeah, it's getting old. Yeah, it's getting old, man. It was a hot item for a month. Well, actually, for a long month. Actually, the entire month of March, almost. You know. But like everything else, people get tired of it. Like, okay, we get it. We know who he is. It's like, all right, well, what now? You know, whose mother is he going to call next to stay relevant?
That's what he has to do now. He has to call Rich's mom or something.
Oh, it's like a mom's calling. Well, he should have called her on the Mother's Day. If he wanted to awaken the Rich anger, he should have called Rich's mother on the Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
Are you still looking for it?
I see a bunch of people like making. I don't know if it's him. It's just I think it's random people making some videos about him. But
oh, I see.
let me see.
Let me look at the comments.
I don't want to share like another person's like another channel's video. You know,
Another trick. You're right. The first time, another trick.
Yeah. Somebody might say, "Oh, this guy's using my video in his live stream."
Oh. But I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, why now, Ike? Why so serious, Ike? I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, I miss Val Kilmer in Tombstone. Oh man, fucking great movie.
Yeah.
He played Doc Holliday so good, man. He raised the bar on that character so good. Heath Ledger Joker. What have you done, Heath Ledger, man? You created this phenomenon, Joker. And now it's everywhere. It's in the air. It's in the Bacardi of Malik's drink. It's all over the place now. You see, that's exactly what I wanted. Man, don't get him excited, Malik. He's gonna come out, man. He's gonna burst through my chest, and like an alien movie, he's gonna come out.
Or like Quado, Quado in
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Total Recall. I mean, I usually when I made those videos, I had to prepare like that 15-minute thing. Oh God, like we're gonna do this like a 15 minutes of Joker. I had to like really get into the character, and it's kind of weird. It's almost like an out of body experience, man. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's such a weird feeling, dude. I know I'm me physically, I'm me, but it's like, dude, did just somebody enter my body? Like what the fuck, you know? Yeah, he did. And you should know he wasn't cheap either.
I wonder how he came up with that, like the personality and the character and everything when he was doing it in his head. Like when they asked him, "Okay, you're gonna be the Joker."
Oh, that's not a secret. I have a Blu-ray edition and a 4K edition, collector's edition, where Christopher Nolan explained this. He was alone in a hotel room for about 3 weeks, and he had this like a little what you call it, like a booklet, a notebook, paper notebook, right?
Yeah.
Where he was writing all of these things, like hundreds of pages, writing different things because he was trying to be different than Jack Nicholson. He wanted to do everything he can to not sound like Jack Nicholson, to stay away from Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he wanted his own unique
Yeah.
version.
So basically, what he ended up doing, what Christopher Nolan says, he wanted to be isolated. Like he didn't want to talk to his wife, Michelle. He didn't want to see his kids. He just really wanted to be living and breathing this character in early 2007, before they start shooting. And he was in this hotel room in Manhattan, and he was writing things down, looking at the makeup. What kind of makeup should I do, and this and that. He was just trying to find that vocal cord for the laughter and for the voice. And Heath Ledger's Australian. He already had that deep voice. He's an Australian surfer. And it didn't really take that long for him to really get that. Ha 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 ha. To get that whole thing going, to lower his chords and just my father was a drinker. So he worked with the mouth thing, checking his lips and doing that, because he was trying to find that, like when you're writing a song, right? That's actually exactly what Christopher Nolan said. He was like taking notes on that paper book, writing stuff down with a pencil or a pen, whatever he was using, and he was trying to find the proper notes, the keynotes, to hit a proper keynote, like a C minor, D minor, when you play on a piano, to get that proper, a song creation. When you're creating a song, or when you're painting, right?
Yeah,
you
gotta
start
to find the character.
Yeah. But in order for him to do that, he had to be isolated, for the same reasons why the writers, they like to go in their countryside, quiet, small town villas, and go on a typewriter and write a new story or new book. So he had to isolate himself for 3 weeks till he can finally get that proper voice. And his father, Heath Ledger's father in Australia, has that notebook, that paper book where he was, putting all that stuff in. But it's a private matter. Only his father has it. So it's not for the public domain for you to see. You know what I mean? It's a private thing. I would
Yeah.
love to see what on those 100 pages. I'm sure everybody would love to see, but his father doesn't want to show it for whatever reason.
Huh.
But his father has it. And I love my father, even though he was a drinker and a fiend. But I love him. And you remind me of my father. Mm. So, this Father Day, I just want to laugh. I just want to keep on smiling and keep drinking. Malik's going to have another shot. There he is. He's going to have another shot. But look, anybody, a lot of people, well, it's not easy, though. There's another guy who can do it. There's maybe 10 people on internet who can do it, but no one can really, Cameron, hit that energy note the way he hit it. You know what I mean? You really can't copy that. It's like a DNA thing. I can mimic it, whatever others can mimic it, but the way he did it was just, you can't copy that DNA. It's just something that he was able to find that frequency, right? Tune into that frequency and just, like gravity, it falls. So he was able to pull everything in with that frequency that he created with that Joker.
I wonder when Christian Bale was doing his voice of Batman, and he had that, like when he was doing that deep voice, if it ever gave him sore throat doing that.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Think about it. Like you try to do
Where's
it.
Rachel? Yeah,
Yeah,
it probably did.
where are you? When you're doing that, and you got to change your
Yeah,
voice.
yeah,
That
yeah,
probably fucked up his throat a little bit every time.
yeah,
I don't think you could talk for a whole fucking 20, 30 minutes like that.
yeah. I really wasn't a huge fan of the voice thing that he did, to be honest with you.
Huh.
Where's Rachel? Like, he's always so angry, yeah. But he worked perfectly, it was good for Heath Ledger because he got a kick out of it. He enjoyed it. So it all worked out, it still worked out. But
Tom Hardy. I thought his
Christian
character-
Bale, it's an interesting actor. He went from a psycho
Yeah.
to a good guy, a Batman. The way he transitioned himself from American Psycho to what you call it, The Machinist, and
Yeah,
then
he was like anorexic.
these are dedicated actors, man.
He's a
You
great
know,
actor. He's
great actors, man.
He's well rounded. He can play many roles.
He played that boxer in Boston.
Yeah,
He he did a lot of stuff, man. It was a Mikey or something, and he got that Boston accent. He got it proper. He's got the whole thing. Like, hey, get in the car. Get in the car. They got the whole Boston thing. But these are the method actors.
Yeah.
This is why, like I said, Pedro is going to do a great job, as he did with the what you call it, the Mandalorian. Look at that. Listen to that voice of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That is perfect. He played that perfectly. Pedro is another method actor, and that's why I think he will do a great job as a Joel Miller, because that's the beauty of a method actor. They dedicate themselves, Cameron, to the craft.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
even Colin Farrell has dedicated himself as the Penguin, and you
yeah,
wouldn't even recognize that's him. But that's the dedication of an actor to be dedicated. When I look at Arnold, he's Arnold in every movie. When I look at
yeah,
Sylvester
yeah, yeah.
Stallone, he's a
No, yeah,
Sylvester Stallone in every
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Yeah, same thing with Jason Statham. Jason Statham is the same character in every movie he
Yeah,
plays, right?
yeah, exactly. But a method actor, it's a truly, it's a craft. You know, they worship their craft, and they have a lot of passion. You know, in what they do, and it's not an easy thing to do, man. To truly embody somebody else. Uh, Gary Oldman was able to do that, you know, with certain characters. The way he played Dracula was really amazing, dude. You know, with Francis Ford Coppola. Uh, Certain actors can do that, you know. And well, when he was younger, now he's older. Of course, he's out of the game, you know. But Gary Oldman was able to play the certain roles perfectly.
Brad Pitt,
In the
Brad Pitt,
in it,
Brad Pitt was pretty well rounded too.
yeah. Well, look at True Romance. You didn't even know that was Gary Oldman playing a
Yeah,
Jamaican guy. I didn't know till I saw the credits. I was like, oh shit, he was in it in the True Romance, right? A great
yeah, yeah.
fucking movie. But that's the beauty of actors like that,
That's what
like
I'm
the way
saying.
he played. Yeah,
Those type of actors, you don't see them nowadays. Nowadays, it's all about who has the most social media fame, who can we sell. They don't use good actors. Even when I own the movie Gandhi, okay, and Gandhi, I always thought it was a brown guy, but no, it's fucking Ben Kingsley,
yeah,
a
he's
white man
great.
playing Gandhi,
Yeah,
right? And you'll never find actors like that anymore because they don't exist anymore. They're that type of quality in movies. And people who watch movies nowadays, they haven't experienced great movies like that, great actors back then, and movies back then. So even the movie Terminator, like that's a time when movies were great.
yeah.
To have that type of most people today, they don't even know who James Cameron is. I'll be honest with you. Most of these people who watch movies today, they don't know who James Cameron, and they've gotten used to watching like a Netflix movie, and that's okay.
Well, it's a
It's
generational thing. You know what it is? This is the kids that were born in 2000,
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
thousand
yeah,
and 2001, and now they're 22, 23, straight out of the college or whatever. And the only thing they know, it's Christopher Nolan, right? They remember that, right? To them,
yeah,
Christopher Nolan, it's Spielberg, like James Cameron. So when they look at Christopher Nolan, they think of, oh, this is the best director, which he is. Well, I wouldn't say the best, but he's definitely a highly accomplished director. And then they look at the those Marvel film directors, who did Endgame and Infinity War. They look at those directors, and they think about them as like those great directors from the Marvel universe. I can't remember the name of those brothers that directed Civil War and Civil War, Captain America, and
yeah, yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame. I wish I can remember their name, but that's for this generation who they look up to, who they see as like the next big thing. For us, we're from the '80s, so for me, it's gonna be Steven Spielberg for sure. When I look at Steven Spielberg, I mean, let's be honest. Look what he brought us: Jaws, Close Encounter of the Third Kind, E.T., Indiana Jones. Let's see, the Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Uh, let's see, what else? What else? Minority Report. War of the Worlds, and the list goes on and on.
Do you remember that
Artificial
movie that came out?
intelligence.
Do you
Yeah,
remember that? Oh, that's. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say at you. Do you remember? I was gonna ask you. Do you remember that movie AI from the 2001 Artificial Intelligence? That
yeah,
was a great
yeah,
movie. I love that movie.
yeah. Schindler's List. He brought us. So well, that was more like um, that's like a historical.
Yeah.
realistic, portrayal of what happened to Jewish people in Germany during a Gestapo, with the occupations of Nazi Germany across to Europe. And then, of course, in Poland, the Auschwitz and all that. So Schindler's List, and then Saving Private Ryan. So to me, Steven Spielberg definitely, it's a true filmmaker. When you look at his movies, the way he shot his movies, you look at the movie like Minority Report and the way he filmed that. As a matter of fact, recently I was watching Minority Report. He made a future plausible, like where you can say, okay, I can see that this is what most likely will be in the future, where you're walking through the shopping center and your eyes are being scanned and they're telling you, hey, you could use a Guinness right about now, or hey, how about Alexa, how about those shoes, the new Nikes, you want to buy them? Like you're going to be bombarded by advertisement constantly, like right now on your phone, right? So stuff like that, the Google type map, transportation. Instead of having a human operate the Uber, it's like there won't be any human operating the Uber. It's just going to be you and the computer, the AI and the self-driving, mechanism of that car that's going to be taking you to your destination. So now the precogs and can they see in the future who committed a crime? That's a sci-fi. That's a little fantasy sci-fi thing he put in there, based on H.G. Wells, but or was it? No, it wasn't H. Was it H? I'm not sure. But anyway, it wasn't H.G. Wells. I'm sorry. It was that was War of the Worlds. It was the guy who did the Blade Runner wrote the script for the Minority Report.
Yeah.
It's based on the oh my God, I can't remember his name. Famous writer. The guy who wrote Blade Runner. I can't remember his name, but it's based on that writer. Not H.G. Wells was based on the radio broadcast of the World of Worlds. That was a different thing, which he did work with Tom Cruise again with on the World of the Worlds in 2005, and Minority Report was in 2002. But the way he filmed that movie, Minority Report, was so well done. The way the actors are cast, the dialogue, everything was just done perfectly, and that shows you a true master making a masterpiece, an instant classic. And I watched it yesterday, and I said, this movie hasn't aged after all these years.
Yeah, it's
But that shows you
one of my favorite
even
Tom Cruise movies.
yeah. Even Stevens, I mean, the Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I can't find any other war movie that can top that. There isn't. So that shows you,
it's not just
yeah,
the violence and Private Ryan. It's the story. It's the story is incredible, and when you watch it, it captivates you, like the story, and you actually like the way that movie was filmed and the way it was written and directed and acted, everything. It puts you and you feel the emotions of these soldiers, and you want like Private Ryan to go back to his mother, because it like the movie touches you emotionally, and that's what great
yeah.
movies do, right? It's not like another war movie where okay, it's all about killing people and you don't remember anything. Private Ryan, when you finish that movie, you feel for that old man when he goes back at the ending, when he's at the graveyard with his kids and he's telling them, who these people were, and he's telling the story. You actually, by the end of the movie, you actually sympathize and you're like, holy shit, like you almost want to cry, because that's what great movies do, and you'll
And
never
you
cry.
almost, and the way he filmed that movie, yes, it was set in a D-Day Omaha Beach invasion to get that dog sector, whatever, A or C or B, I'm not sure which one was it, in the Omaha Beach in France. But he put you through this journey. Now you're going to be part of this unit, a group of 8 soldiers going in this D-Day invasion, and trying to take that dog green sector. That's what it was, dog green sector. To take that, that Omaha Beach sector that's heavily guarded by German forces, Nazis, and you feel like you are there when they're in that in that boat, that little boat, what you call that. There's a name for it, but I just can't remember right now. And once that ramp opens up and you see the bullets spraying down and soldiers are getting killed left and right, uh, you start to be part of that experience, and you feel sorry for Captain Miller. You feel sorry for these other guys, Caparzo, and because he had a letter for his father to give it to his father. You start feeling sorry for all these guys. Even Mellish, when he gets killed and when he gets stabbed by that Nazi knife that was murdering innocent Jewish women and children. That's what that knife was used to kill innocent Jewish women and children. And then he stabbed them in the heart with that knife. That was a very brutal fucking scene, sure, but you feel empathy. You feel you feel the horror and tension and the chaos. And he was able to bring all of that in that movie with 2 hours and 46 minutes perfectly. Uh, Not to mention the editing, the sound, the special effects.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about Spielberg. He makes movies they stay with you forever, dude. He makes movies that you never forget. Like it's embedded into your head. Like we just talked about Private Ryan. You look at Jurassic Park, the first one, right? You're never gonna forget that scene of that T-Rex, ripping that wire out and that fence, and then stepping in and then moving across. Right? You're never gonna forget that. That looking at that glass of water and hearing that boom, boom, the steps of the T-Rex. These are the things that stays with you, bro. That's the one geniuses of Steven Spielberg that he was able to achieve. Same thing with Jaws, with that great white shark. Even to this day, you see that movie, you're gonna think twice about jumping in the water. And then the close encounters of the third kind. Every time you see that devil's what you call that devil's hill or whatever, what would they call it? Uh, there's the place in Wyoming, I think. It's called the Devil's something, Devil's Mountain or whatever. Forgive me for not knowing the name of it, but every time you see that, that devil, that shape, which is like a huge mountain that's shaped like almost like a volcano, if you will, or something else that looks like a volcano. What the fuck is called that thing, man? Can you look it up, Cameron?
Yeah, what's it? Let me see.
Type in close encounters devil. Just type in close encounters devil pass or something like that. I'm sorry that my Alzheimer's brain is forgetting all this shit. Devil's Peak or something.
Let's see. Devil's Tower?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower, yeah. So, where's in Wyoming, right?
Yeah, Devil's Tower. Doesn't say. Let's see. Let me see.
But anyway, my whole point is this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's in Crook County, Wyoming.
So my whole point is this: when you go to Wyoming to see the Devil's Tower, especially at night or during a sunset, it will always remind you of Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's the one of the beauty of Steven Spielberg that I always cherish about him as a film director, that he's able to do this. He's able to make these movies that stay with you, Cameron, emotionally and in memory. Like you never forget them, you know. Uh, and that's the geniuses of this is why I would say to me personally, I mean, look, I like James Cameron, I like Christopher Nolan, I like Robert Zemeckis, don't get me wrong. But to me personally, Steven Spielberg is definitely one of my all-time favorites of all time. He truly is a grand master of filmmaking, without a doubt. And of course, E.T. A memorable movie like E.T. and stuff like that. You never forget. That's my opinion about Steven Spielberg and his movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. But the nowadays though, the movies are not the same. Like I can't even remember the last movie I seen on Netflix.
Oh
Because
yeah.
or because they're not memorable. Like actually, you know what? Actually, you know, like a few days ago, I watched that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, The Ambulance. But I guarantee you, in about a week, I'll completely forget about that movie because it's not memorable. It's like most movies today. They're nothing unique about them. There's nothing,
Well, Cameron, look
you
at
know.
this. When Steven Spielberg made that movie for Universal, called what was it called? Duel.
Yeah,
Called the Duel. It's between this guy who's traveling through western side of the United States, like Arizona, Nevada, and he's on some important business trip, and he's driving across the desert. And while he's driving across the desert, there's this truck, this dark grayish looking, kind of weird, intimidating truck, and this truck started tailgating him, right? And the entire movie, it's 1 hour, like 40 minutes. But within that 1 hour and 40 minutes, that movie stays with you because of that duel between this mysterious truck, and you don't know who's in it. You don't know who the driver is because he never shows you. Steven Spielberg never shows you who the driver is, and that freaks you even more, right? Who is driving this damn truck, right? The curiosity is killing you. And obviously, this truck is tailgating you. He knows your every move. Every time you move, it's right there, right next to you. Uh,
yeah.
you ever seen that movie, Duel, in 1970s?
No, I might have actually.
Oh, you gotta do it. You better watch that instead of that ambulance nonsense. But see, this shows you how great of a filmmaker Steven Spielberg was. I mean, he still is, but he's kind of retired, right? I think he really kind of didn't he like kind of gave up on filmmaking, right?
Oh,
To a cer-
it's they know the direction that movies are going with nowadays, and
yeah,
like think about it, like a movie the size of like Avatar, it's gonna have an astronomical budget, you know, and then and the problem with making these great movies again, it's like are the generation of today are going to appreciate these movies, you know, so that's where it is, and a lot of these directors are like, you know what, fuck, people nowadays don't appreciate great movies, so why, and they probably lost they've probably just lost the passion for it too, because it's not the same for movies, you know. People's tastes have changed, I find. And when I ask people nowadays about great movies, they'll tell me, oh yeah, a fucking Adam Sandler movie is one of the best movies they've ever seen, you know. So and when I tell people about great movies, they've never heard of these movies. They're like, what, I never heard of that. I'm like, man, and for me, it's some of the best movies that I've seen. They have no action, no special effects. It's just great writing, great story, great
how about
plot.
the Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, 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 exactly. Movies like that.
Reservoir Dogs, man.
Yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
1990,
yeah,
Reservoir
yeah,
Dogs, man. What a
yeah.
great movie that was, man. Right?
Even I don't know if you ever seen. There's a movie called Midnight Express. I seen it like 10
Oh
times with
yeah,
my grandma, and I tell people about it. They're like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "It's about a guy. It's about an American guy. He goes to Turkey and he tries to sneak back hash, and he gets caught and he's given life in prison, and
yeah.
the whole
And the
movie is about it."
torture he has to
Yeah, yeah,
endure,
yeah.
man. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
movies like that, or even you've probably seen it like fucking Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
yes,
And I
yes.
tell people, people are like, "What the hell is that? What kind of name is that?" I'm like, "Well, it's Jack Nicholson. He's a young guy, and he has sex with a 15-year-old girl, and he has to go to prison. And he when he instead of going to prison, he realizes that if he pretends he's crazy, they're gonna send him to a mental institute, which is a lot
Yeah,
easier than prison. But then he realizes when he gets to the mental institute that it's actually worse than prison because these people are really crazy, right?" But when
yeah,
I tell people,
yeah.
like I tell people these movies have no special effects, there's no action. It's just great acting by some of the greatest actors of all time doing their
And
best
great
work.
writing,
Yeah, yeah,
great writing,
and it's
and great
amazing.
direction. Great
Yeah,
directors too. You know.
so and even like a Clockwork Orange. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. A
Oh
Clockwork
yeah,
Orange.
Stanley Kubrick,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Those
And I
are
tell people like,
legendary. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
2001 Odyssey, like all of these movies, and most people today they've never heard of any of these movies, right? Even
Oh
even
yeah,
even Apocalypto. I mean, that's not that old, for
it's a
us.
great movie, man.
Yeah,
Directed by Mel Gibson. You know.
yeah. But most people today they've never heard of these movies. Like what is that? Or they've never heard of
Yeah.
it. Like
Even a Braveheart.
yeah,
What is a Braveheart? What is
yeah,
that?
right.
Why are
So
Scottish people fighting English? Well, that's part of history. You know. That's how it was back then. But yeah, it's here's the problem. I have a feeling that this generation only cares about like what's hip.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
this hip? All right, we'll go with that. All right, let's just go enjoy this. It's almost like bunch of hipsters, like bunch of surfers. Yeah, man, look, watch this movie, man. Yeah, man. Like they're
Like
just watching the same shit. Yeah.
for me, if I ask somebody like who's your favorite actors, and if they tell me something like Channing Tatum, okay, then I know
Come on.
then I know your movie selections are shit. Okay, then I know for a fact it's like you said, your generation hip. Like like if you tell me like Channing Tatum, like an actor like that. I mean, you might it's okay, but he's not. I wouldn't even consider him like a fucking actor. Even like
A
the Dwayne
household
Johnson.
name. Yeah.
I wouldn't consider Dwayne Johnson like a good actor. Yeah, I'll watch his movies to kill time, but there's
Yeah.
no way I'll ever put Dwayne Johnson in the category of like an Al Pacino or
Oh
Robert De
yeah.
Niro, when these guys
Yeah.
are at their best, like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna like
Exactly.
so that's what I'm talking about, right? Like a Marlon Brando, like you ain't gonna see
Exactly.
like that like when you talk about actors, like this is what I'm talking about, right? Even like fucking Jodie Foster, she's one of my favorite female actors, back then. Great female
Exactly.
actors. You're never gonna see that shit, like Morgan Freeman.
Like
I,
Taxi Driver, man.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Taxi
oh my
Driver.
god, yeah,
She was perfect in that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And of
and
course,
even like
Silence of the Lambs. I mean,
yeah,
holy
yeah.
shit.
Michelle Pfeiffer, all of these actors, when they were younger in their younger days, they were making some incredible fucking incredible movies back then, But fucking now, if you tell me like fucking Selena Gomez is your favorite fucking actress, then to me, your generation, I like shit movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
So
just like hip.
yeah,
Whatever's hip. Like, look, Dwayne Johnson is an entertainment to me. He will entertain me.
yeah,
But I will never buy him as a Godfather.
yeah,
I
yeah.
will
Like
never buy him as like this emotional guy or whatever, or a drama actor. I'll never buy him into that shit.
think about Aliens, the movie Aliens. If that movie did not have Sigourney Weaver in that fucking movie, it would not be
It
the
wouldn't
same
work.
movie.
It would
She
not
made
work.
that movie like fuck the alien. It's Sigourney Weaver. Okay, the
Well,
alien is
Ridley
just there.
Scott says
Yeah, yeah. The
it was
alien is just there.
really
Yeah,
between her and this alien creature.
yeah,
Really, that's what it was really all about. But luckily, he had a good casting, so he
yeah,
was able to get John Hurt and what's his name, the other guy, Tom Skerritt. He was able to
yeah,
get him as well. So all these, good actors, and that other black guy, what's his name? He was in James Bond, a bunch of other movies, Running Man and whatnot. Uh, these were like the real movies where you felt like, dude, this is where you fell in love with cinema, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's hard for me to fall in love in cinema. It's like some polished up,
Exactly. You watch
filtered
you watch it
shit.
just for now it's just you watch nowadays movies when they come out. I tell people it's just something you're gonna watch for an hour and a half, and then you're never gonna think about it again. In the old days, when I watched a movie in the 80s, 90s, and even some of them in the early 2000s, you watch them and they stay with you forever. Like Terminator 2, you can't
Yeah,
forget that movie.
exactly.
It's like I know every fucking scene, every line Arnold Schwarzenegger takes. I know exactly what the fuck Linda Hamilton is gonna say. And movies today don't do that. It's just because of the way that the movies they impact. Even a movie like fucking Bloodsport, like I mean, it's not Academy Award, but it just had something about the movies back then when they were making movies that man, I loved movies. Movies are great. Nowadays I don't even look forward to watching movies. I'm like, okay, well, what do I have time to do? I just need to pass some time. I need something to do just to kill time. I'll watch a movie. But in the early days, man, movies was like, holy shit, I gotta make time because I've been waiting for this, for this to be released. Finally, it's here, and now I get
Yeah.
to watch it. Now you don't really have that type of passion with movies.
No, we don't, man. Now we just have it's like
I just kill some time.
whatever's trending. Okay,
Yeah,
if this thing is trending, we don't care what it is.
yeah,
Which is gonna be, it's like a bandwagon. It's just like, it's almost like that, like the days gone. Wherever there's more hordes, that's where they go.
yeah,
It's kind of like that, like a hive mind. It really like a hive mind. Even a hell. Listen, there's a horror movie called Hellraiser.
yeah, yeah. I
But
remember that.
yeah, but some people say, "Oh, I never." It's like, you never seen a Hellraiser? I was like, really? Jesus. And like Evil Dead, you never seen Evil Dead? Are you kidding me? It's hard for me to really like to connect with this generation. It's like I don't fit in. Like I can't connect with them. They're talking to me about some whatever character from Japanese anime, whatever, and like, okay, fine. And to be honest, I like Japanese anime, but sometimes to me it feels like I've seen this before. I've seen these characters before. I even feel like Japanese anime, it's kind of like getting dry.
Yeah,
Like, because everything has been tried. This is why a lot of things sucks right now. Even
yeah,
with the anime, with the Japanese anime, because a lot of the ideas has been used.
yeah,
A lot of characters that they created has already been created. Attack of the Titan. Well, they weren't the only ones that had these huge, humongous titans. There was before that. There was other characters in the Japanese anime that they had something similar to that, like in Robotech and all that.
yeah.
But the thing is, everything has been tried. Everything has been used, and this is why they're struggling to bring any new ideas. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we have done that before. Let's do it again. Let's remake it again. How many times you're gonna remake Spider-Man? How many times you're gonna remake Batman? Right? You're gonna remake it as much as you can to get the cash flow to stay relevant, basically. To keep the studio relevant.
Yeah, that's exactly what
How
it is.
many times you're gonna do Halloween? There's gonna be another Halloween. Yes. After Halloween kills, he'll resurrect again. Be somebody else playing him. It's just they're just milking the whatever they can milk to stay relevant. Honestly,
Nobody has creative ideas anymore to come up with
yeah.
something unique and creative and
And it's not just, listen. It's not just the movies and the anime,
TV shows, everything too. TV shows, even the
and
music.
yeah, and video games. I mean, even video games are like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know. I mean, sure, we had Last of Us and all of that. Sure, it was great. But what else have we had like that was like groundbreaking, right? Uh, After that, right? After 2020 or 2021, right? Or 2020, right? Was there anything else groundbreaking? I don't think so. I can't remember, right? Was there?
Well, no, no. What do you mean, like after The Last of Us?
Yeah, I mean, Days Gone was before Last of Us, and
Yeah,
after Last of
God
Us
of War
Part Two, I don't
God of War
remember
was before.
anything
God of War,
groundbreaking.
God of War, and Spider-Man were also before that, right?
Yeah, it was before that.
I
Yeah,
would
and
say,
of course, Uncharted was
I would
before
say,
that
I
too.
would say probably like Ghost of Tsushima is probably around a little bit around the Ghost of the
Okay, I
Pirates
guess
of
say
Caribbean.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, Ghost of
But
Tsushima, I
after
would
that, yeah,
say.
yeah, I would say, I know what you mean. There's nothing really,
Yeah, like a groundbreaking. That would
yeah,
be.
like it's a whole new idea that you'd never seen before, and it was
Yeah,
it was
like raise the bar, like raise
yeah,
the bar. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, and it's been kind of dry when you think about it. 2021, 2022. It hasn't been like the way we used to back in the
yeah,
days. Have these masterpieces. They used to come in like every like 10 masterpieces a year,
a new
or
idea.
maybe seven, eight. Something like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you run out of ideas, and you're like, okay, we have tried that, we have done that. Because then it feels like you're ripping something off, right?
Yeah,
Like, hey, I've seen this movie before. This is a ripoff of something that I've seen before, right?
yeah,
Like I saw that new movie with Guy Pearce, and
okay,
it's Phillips K. Dick. That was the writer that wrote the Blade Runner. But
yeah.
I saw this other movie that Guy Pearce was in it, and it was a total ripoff. I forgot the name of it, but it was a total ripoff of Blade Runner. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like a mixture of cyberpunk
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
Blade Runner, and like a total ripoff. And I'm like, like it's a Blade Runner, but I don't buy this because it feels like a Blade Runner, but it's not a Blade Runner. So what the fuck is this? So I didn't care.
No, I
It
know,
was
I
too
know.
confusing. It was too confusing. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this in the Blade Runner universe? Like, what is this? At least explain it to us. But that's the problem. No more ideas, and they're just ripping each other's ideas, and they're just creating something that has been done before. You know, there's no new juicy ideas. And that's why we're in a stalemate. That's why we're not seeing anything great coming out.
Actors, great directing, great cast,
Yes.
great music. And nowadays they don't have that. Nowadays it's just to appease. Um,
Yeah, just to appease to their TikTok and their Instagram fans or whatever, or Twitter fans. Now it's just about, I hate to say it, because I feel like every time I say this, uh, people get mad at me. But I'll say it anyway because I've said it many times before. Now it's just about money whoring. I mean, it's really what it is, man. Pretty much.
yeah,
Whether it's
that's what
sports
it is.
or movies or whatever. That's why I gave up on sports. It's all about money whoring.
Oh yeah,
I'll transfer over here because they give me more money. But what about the principal? I thought you care about the team. They didn't pay me enough. So you never gave a shit about the team. So you just gave a shit about the money. So you're a money whore. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. There's no loyalty in sports at all
Yeah,
anymore.
no loyalties. Yeah. And you got to ask yourself, well, why should I bother, right? Why should I bother following that sport
Yeah,
if
yeah. If
these
your
guys
favorite
don't care?
if you
Yeah,
go buy a jersey and you put your favorite player's name on the jersey, and then the next year he's like, ah, fuck it, I'm going to another city. They're paying me fucking $10 million more.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Same thing with the basketball, with everything.
Yeah,
S- Same thing with the baseball and all that. Even with, especially soccer. Are you kidding me? Especially soccer. They're just shuffling left and right, man. That's why I stopped following sports. It's
yeah, me
just like, it's kind of stupid, really. Like, these guys don't give a fuck. They just give a shit about themselves and money. Why should I root for them? Why should I care? But it wasn't like this in the past. In the past, there were certain principles.
oh yeah,
But
yeah,
now it's all about money whoring. Everything's about money. Hey, look at my new painting. Buy it. hey, why are you looking at me? Why did you click on my photo? Pay for it. Or, why are you, talking to me without paying or whatever? Or everything's about money, dude. That's the weird shit about this whole this new times we're living in. And I'm being very careful because I don't want to hurt people's feelings if I say this generation. But that would be me being honest, right? This generation, everything seems to be about money. Simp for me, do this for me. You should pay for me. It's always about money. Even when you watch somebody on a Twitch or YouTube, like, why you have to remind me 50 times? You need to donate. You need to subscribe. Like, I get it. I know where the subscribe button is, and I know where to donate if I want to. Uh, your job is not to tell me what to do. Your job is to convince me why I should give you $10 or $20 or 30 or 50 or 100. This is the thing that bothers me. I'm not cheap. I mean, to me, money comes and goes. I don't care. But what bothers me is when I'm being pressured by some of these YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Like, they won't even talk to you or even reply to you unless you pay them. I was like, well, fuck that shit. What the fuck is this? Am I in a brothel, or am I like, are we having a social, like a Discord conversation? Like, hey, tip comes when I appreciate you for what you do. Tip, it's not something that have to ask me to do it. If you're going to ask me to tip you, well, then that's not a tip. That's you demanding that I tip you. You know what I mean? It's such a bizarre fucking thing, man. And I don't get it. I will give you the tip if that meal in a restaurant was really good, if the service was really good. I will give you the tip if you did a little extra job, if you came on time and you painted my house and you did it earlier and you took care of everything, you didn't damage anything, I will give you a little extra. It's called appreciation. Tip means appreciation, right? So you, as a content creator, your job is to convince me why I should appreciate you, why I should give you a money or tip you, right? It is your job to do that. It's not my job, you know,
Yeah.
automatically to give you the tip because you're telling me to give you the tip. I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? I don't know you. To me, you might as well be a Napoleon cardboard, but are you entertaining as a Napoleon cardboard? Are you making me laugh? Are you doing some magic tricks, or are you entertaining me? If you are a Napoleon cardboard and you can entertain me, I will give that Napoleon cardboard a tip, a really good tip, if you make me laugh. If you give me a good time, I will give you the tip. You know why? Because I appreciate the effort you put in to entertain me or to make my night, to make my day. But no, we live in a society now of these streamers and YouTube content creators where they are demanding that you tip them. Like, hey, let me get to know you first. Let me see what you're all about.
Yeah.
No, tip or blocked. What the fuck is this, bro?
Another thing you can look at too, I always look at is whenever I look at some people even on Instagram, I look at the comments, and then I'll always look and see, are these people replying to the comments that people write them? And a lot of times, if some of these people, they don't even acknowledge or reply to any comments, so you can tell these people don't give a fuck. Then, if you're not like replying to comments, if you're not even, that means they're not even reading people's comments. And I always look at people, right? So if you go on your YouTuber, you can always see if they're engaging their comments, if they care. And like you said, that sometimes, most of not 99% of the times, they never ever reply to any single comment. And when they have a live stream, they only will reply or talk to the people who says donate, super chat. That's the only time they get in. They will actually even they'll even reply to your question, or else that they won't give a fuck about you.
Yeah. Speed Racer asking, Speed Force Sim Racer, I'm sorry, asking about the OBS, what type of bit rate. I usually go with a variable bit rate, uh, which is like a VBR or something, VBR, variable bit rate, uh, and just keep it at like 7,000. That's what I would keep it at, to be honest with you. Uh, Speed Force Sim Racer, keep it at 7,000. It might drop down to 6,000 and then go up to 7,000, but it'll keep it consistent without latency with that 60 FPS, especially for you, because you're going to be streaming, Assetto Corsa, right? You're going to be driving the car or maybe using a VR, so you want to keep it at that consistent 60 FPS with as low latency as possible. Now, when you select VBR, the bit rate, you might see some scrambling here and there once in a while, but it will be a less delay and it will be consistent streaming. It'll be better for interaction and So I would keep it at 7,000 megabits per second bit rate with variable bit rate, VBR. I think that's what's called. And yes, use the H.264 codec if you can on the advanced features. That's what I do basically. That's what I use. Cameron, I see you. Well, you have OBS as well, right, Cameron? You use OBS.
Yeah, I've used it before. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you select variable bitrate?
I'm not using it right now. I know the logo is there, but I don't remember
Yeah.
what I used to use. Probably, yeah. I think probably something like that. You're still
Speed
using
Force.
you're
Yeah,
still
Speed
using the
Force
Logitech.
says that money makes the world go around, unfortunately. Yes, of course, it makes the world go around, but it also makes people selfish, and it makes people do crazy things. It could also be considered as a root of all evil. It's just one of those things where if it wasn't the money, it would be something else, some other monetary system, credits or whatever. It's always going to be something, some sort of a trade, right? That we have to go through, whether it's money or a Bitcoin or whatever. It's always going to come down to that. A lot of content creators are moving to Twitch because the ad revenue is higher. I didn't know that. Interesting.
The thing I wonder with Twitch is because I've seen some other YouTubers go and they said that, and then they come back to, like, I've seen some big YouTubers who do video stuff and they review cameras and stuff like that, and they talk about, like, they're tech guys. They went over to Twitch, then they came back to YouTube and they said the grass is not greener on the Twitch side, and I don't know, I
Yeah.
forget the reasons, but I'm wondering, like, how many, like, I mean, you get paid, obviously. You got to have people watching your videos to get paid, right? So
Of
I'm
course.
wondering, like, I don't think Twitch has near as many viewers as YouTube. Like, I don't know anybody that watches Twitch, right? I know everybody I know. If I ask them, they all watch
Oh,
YouTube.
they have actually. They have a pretty decent amount of viewerships,
Yeah, but is it as much as
and because they're specifically designed for streaming. YouTube, it's mainly content creators.
yeah,
Here's like the major difference between like the Twitch and the YouTube. The YouTube, it's mainly for content creating, meaning videos,
yeah,
and that's where YouTube truly shines. Is you
yeah,
click on a video and you watch it, while the Twitch, it's specifically only
streaming.
focus on that streaming, and they do a really good job when it comes to streaming. Even Doctor Disrespect has admitted that. But they're two different schools of thought, I think, because the Twitch is strictly focused on streaming, while the YouTube, it's focused mainly on content creating on videos. Yes, you can stream as well on YouTube, but the main focus of YouTube, it's always been content creating, videos, while Twitch is just behemoth, behemoth.
Yeah.
It's a juggernaut behemoth
But let's say you have
of
like
streaming.
but like your channel right now, everybody knows you as 4K on YouTube. If you started streaming on Twitch, because your channel was established on YouTube, obviously most of your followers
Yeah.
they would be looking for the YouTube link, right? I mean, like how would like do you think they would all jump over to Twitch? Like let's say you started
No, not necessarily.
that's what I'm
Because
saying.
some people. Well, it depends how you start.
Yeah,
If I have started only on Twitch,
yeah,
then sure, I would have a huge following by now. But I never started on Twitch. I
yeah. That's what
started on
I'm saying. Yeah,
YouTube because you got to remember the way I started my channel. Yes, I did some live streams as an experiment, but it was mainly pumping out those videos, like 10 videos a day, you know, and then pumping out those videos every day. That's how you get the algorithm. That's how you make the money on YouTube. You have to pump the videos. It doesn't matter how many views you had on that one video. What matters is how many videos did you pump out a day.
yeah,
You need to pump out at least 10, 20 videos a day. I used to pump out 10, 20 videos a day, and I made some decent money. But this shit is hard work, man. It's not
yeah.
easy. Trust me.
There's also a formula with the videos. Like the videos have to be like minimum something like 10 minutes to get to a certain
Yeah,
amount of
5 minutes. Yeah, three
certain
to
amount of
five, 5 minutes
amount of
minimum. Yeah,
yeah, certain amount of ads in there, and
yeah. If they see a 15-minute video, they're not gonna waste time.
yeah, and then
Like,
there's also like how
yeah,
long people are gonna be into like how long can you keep someone, like if the video is too long, people aren't gonna watch the whole video. So
because
all
they're
of these things.
surfing. You got to remember, people are not stupid. They know they're on the YouTube, so they're surfing, and they know there's billions of other videos out there. So, okay, this video it's only 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I can spend 3 minutes to see what this is all about, and if I like it, I might watch some more. And that's how that algorithm works. So this is why people need to stop. I used to be guilty of that too, making these bullshit long videos. Like, like even my live streams, like, they're gonna sit there for 12 hours, watch the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but I think when you're making the live streams, I think it's because at the moment when you're doing it live, you're doing it to entertain people live. You're not worried about the people
Yes,
who are gonna come fucking a week later and watch it. Then
yeah, I don't worry about that. Yeah,
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
just doing it live. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like me. If
that's
I'm
why they
playing a
call it
game
live stream.
and I'm live streaming it, I care about the
Yeah,
people who are watching the game as I'm playing it, who are interacting with me at that time. I don't care about what happens down the line. I mean, if people want to watch it down the line, yeah, that'll be great. You know.
exactly. It's true.
So
Yeah.
and I think that's how it is. But yeah, like if you're watching a video, it also depends. Like like if I'm watching a half an hour video, that's okay. Especially if I'm watching a video where a guy is teaching me how to do something, and I need to learn how to do it. Like if I'm installing fucking drywall, yeah, if the video is longer, I'm gonna watch it because he's teaching me a tutorial. That's
But
different,
you
right?
know what? You kind of got a taste of that too, Cameron, because
Yeah.
it's a hard work, man. Pumping out those videos, man. It's not
Oh yeah, yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It
time
is. It also
consuming,
depends.
man.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
also depends on like on some of these YouTubers. Like I see how much editing they do, and I know because especially if you're putting in video in there, you're putting in video of yourself and all of these things. And then I and then if they're rendering if they're rendering the video in
process.
4K,
Yeah,
I know how long that takes too. It's like holy shit, because I know, and then just to upload that video, how long it takes to go to YouTube, and then how long fucking YouTube takes now to render the video, and then render it in 4K, and so yeah, it is especially, and if you're using a microphone, you got to have your microphone audio in there because yeah, like when I was making those fucking Spider-Man videos, when I was doing the gaming on the channel, and I was doing my Spider-Man videos, like you got to take your voice, and it's like all of these, like people don't realize, it's like one microphone is recording your audio on a separate software, and then you have your webcam recording your video on a separate software, and then you have the game running recording on the PlayStation 5 or your capture card, and then now you need to put all of these things together because people think all of these things together are being recorded at once. They're not, because you want to have good audio. So in order for you to have a good audio, you got to have you have to have a separate microphone. You don't want the fucking like you don't want your webcam or your camera to be recording the audio, because the audio is not going to be that good on that thing. That thing is you're just using it for the purpose of the video, and then you have your microphone recording the audio, and then now you're gonna have to go back in a separate software, which for me was Adobe Premiere Pro, and now you're gonna have to create like a syncing point where you sync these things so that everything seems flawless, and that's
Yeah,
where the
it's a
magic
time
is, right?
consuming.
Yeah, like I would have to
People
tell
don't
myself,
know, man. I
I would
mean,
count, I would go 1, 2, 3 now, and when I said the word now, I would say it loud. So then that way, when I would go back in Premiere Pro, what the word now, when I would look at the pie graph, it would have a giant spike. So I would know that from this spike, that's where I need to sync this part of the video, this part of the audio, and then
yeah,
like it's very technical how you do this stuff, right? And how you
it
make it.
is,
But when people watch a
and
video, yeah,
it's very time
it is.
consuming, man.
It is, man.
Especially if you're busy.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing: if let's say you're like Review Tech USA, and this is your main gig, right?
Yeah.
This is your bread and butter, and then I can see it can be doable because this is all you do, right? This is your living. But let's say if you're busy, you're working another job or doing other things, then this could really be a problem, because
Yeah.
making those videos is really time consuming, you know.
I guarantee you, Rich has people who are helping him and editing his videos
I'm pretty sure,
and putting them out,
yeah.
right? Like I mean, it's different if you're, like if you're like
If you're a big star, yeah.
yeah, but also like if you're like a small time guy and you're just recording the video and you're talking into your cell phone, that's okay, and you upload that too. That's okay. But as your channel gets bigger and and as you learn more, you're gonna start to experiment. You're gonna start to experiment. You're gonna be like, okay, let me get a little bit better camera now. Let me get a microphone. Maybe I'm gonna want to get my like a like a lavalier fucking microphone where it's like wireless. And then now you're gonna have so now you have a separate audio coming in from the microphone, and then you have the video from your camera, and then you need to put all of these things together. Then you're going to start to edit the video, and depending how your skills are, and what's funny is the more your skills get better, you're going to find the more work you're doing because now you're perfecting
Exactly.
the videos. And I used to tell my buddy, like my buddy used to come over here, and I would tell him he would watch these videos. He'd be like, this is amazing. And I would tell him, people don't know that the hardest part in this was the audio, because when you record with the microphone is picking up so much background noise, right? It's picking up your hands playing on the controller, and you
Yes.
don't want that shit to go on. Like when you're making a video, when you're talking over like a gameplay, you don't want it to sound cheesy when people are hearing the
Commentary.
buttons being pressed.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so you have to go over with software, and you have to like
You have to
remove
rip
the
that
sound.
audio out. You
Yeah,
have to take it
yeah,
out and
and you know
filter it out and
people don't
yeah,
realize how long it
isolate.
takes every
Yeah.
single second to go back there and listen and to take out this part because I'm hearing the keyboard, I'm hearing the button being pressed, right? To go and do all this, and then to increase the highs, the lows, all of these things. And I would tell my buddy sometimes the audio alone would take me 2 to 3 hours just to get the audio the way that I want. Then
And
I
a
would have to
thumbnail. And then
yeah,
after
yeah,
that, you have
yeah.
to work on a
Yeah,
thumbnail.
oh, that's another fucking process. Then you have to learn like the basics of how to use like Photoshop to create like a fucking thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I would be like, man, and if
And
you're not
then
even
click
getting paid,
here, subscribe, right? At the
yeah,
same time,
and if you're not
all
even
that
getting
stuff.
paid,
Yeah.
shit, man,
Yeah.
if you're not getting paid, they can think you're like,
It's
what
a
the fuck?
full-time job, bro. It's a
Yeah,
full-time
yeah,
job.
yeah. Right. So then
And sometimes you work overtime.
yeah,
Sometimes you work some overtime hours. And the worst part is, if you're not making money
yeah,
and if people don't
you need to
appreciate
give
it,
up.
like what the fuck am I doing, right?
Yeah. Like I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun to do it. Like honestly, like I love making the videos, but it takes so much time. And then I was telling myself like this is
I
this
would
is
like to see
becoming
some
like a
money,
job.
right?
Yeah,
I
like
would
like
like
this
to
is
see some
becoming
money for
like a
this.
job that I'm not even enjoying playing the game anymore, because when I'm playing the game now, I have to think what I'm gonna say to keep people entertained. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm not even paying attention to what's happening in the game because I got to think about it. Because you don't want to be sitting there like a fucking mute, and people are expecting to hear you talk about the game. And I
Exactly.
remember when I was making the fucking Spider-Man videos, the same time Returnal was coming out, right? And everybody wanted me to talk
Yeah.
about Returnal, and I'm like, I don't fucking know about the game. It hasn't come out yet. I don't know. I'll play it. It looks good, but there's so much there's so much going into making a video, I mean, it depends what type of videos you're making. It could be about gaming, could be
Here's
about
what I have realized, honestly, about this whole YouTube thing. And this is why it's so difficult. Unless you're lucky enough that you got that eureka and you found that, holy grail. And everyone's looking for that holy grail. And what do I mean by a holy grail? Number one, what your YouTube channel is going to be all about, and number two, who your audience is going to be, and how do you keep it consistent. And
Yeah.
that's very hard to do. Those three things are very hard to do. You know, what your YouTube's going to be about, your channel, what's the this channel going to be about, who your audience going to be, and how do you keep it consistent? How do you keep them fed so they're not hungry? If they're hungry, they're going to go look somewhere else to eat. Then they're going to stay in your channel. And that consistency is really hard to do, man. Do you know why? Because there's so many people doing it
Yeah.
across the globe. So many people trying to do the same thing. They're copying each other. They're like, I've seen so many copycats, and I laugh my ass off because, like, dude, it's not going to work. Just because you bought an expensive camera and expensive equipment and a good quality microphone and this and that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to achieve what Dr. Disrespect is achieving or to achieve what PewDiePie has achieved. This is very hard to do, man. It's not easy. That's why I keep telling people. It doesn't matter how good your equipment is, how polished video editing you have. It's really about, did you find that holy grail and people like it and they want more of it? You know what I mean?
What I find though with YouTube is
And
like
then keep it consistent, you know.
what I find with YouTube is like, yeah, you can have the nice camera, the nice microphone. Yeah, these are all nice things, but I always find all of the famous YouTubers that I follow, whether it's in fitness, gaming, videos, whatever they do, all of them have something in common that other YouTubers don't have is that these guys all have a unique personality that people like. They could be using a fucking shitty Galaxy S5 and recording the video on a Galaxy S5 and people will still watch their videos because they are a unique person. People don't watch Dr. Disrespect because he's a good fucking gamer. There's way better gamers than him, but people watch him because he has a personality. The way he brings you into there
Yeah.
and the way he interacts, that's what people are into is his personality. That's what people watch. There's that
It's like an
girl.
entertainer. You know,
Yeah,
it's like doing a live entertainment. You know, it's like going to a theater. Like what YouTube is like a theater.
yeah,
When you are live streaming, it's like a theater and you got audience. And now they either gonna boo you or throw some apples and oranges or potatoes at you or whatnot, maybe a grapefruit or something, or watermelon. Who the fuck knows? Well, watermelon, that would hurt, you know, for sure. But you know what I mean? They either gonna boo you or they're gonna like you. And that's hard to do sometimes because how do you find that? What's the next big thing? How could I open a channel that's different from everything else, right?
yeah,
And that's why a lot of people are struggling because, you know, do you know how many people try to copy Dr. Disrespect or Review Tech USA, or how many people try to copy me with the televisions, and some were successful, some were not. It's because it's the competition. But the thing is, it's hard to find that niche, you know, that niche that people say, oh, I'm hungry for this. You know, like the new recipe. You know what I mean? Like, how do you find a new recipe that people will say, I'm hungry for this, dude. I'm starving for this. That's really hard to do because you got so many stereotypes, right? Even right now, when you watch YouTube, you click on YouTube, click on Twitch, a shitload of stereotypes, right? All doing the same exact thing, you know. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck, no. And then they hit the chair and they come back and they calm down or they're fake acting, you know. And you can see it's fake, you know.
yeah,
But they're trying. I mean, look, I get it. I'm not trying to pick on them, you know. I get it. They're trying to do their damn best, you know. It's like what you call it, like amateur night, if you will. Everybody's trying, but
yeah,
it's really hard to find that, you know, that niche. To find that, you know what I mean by niche. You know, to find that
yeah,
that beacon that people are gonna like levitate towards, you know,
yeah,
and move towards like a gravity, like a magnet, and that's hard to do. Why? Because so many options out there.
Yeah.
I always tell people you're not the only entertainer in town. I can just close your video, go watch somebody else or somebody else. I got plenty of choices. You don't. You have to entertain me, right? It's your job to entertain me. And if you fail, right? If you fail to deliver what you need to deliver, well, guess what? I go to somebody else who will entertain me, who will satisfy me, and that's hard to do, man. You know,
That's what
and
actually that's what
yeah.
actually Rich from Recheck is doing right now with these birds and that and his fucking live stream right now. He's dressed up as a giant bird, I think. So this is
And he's trying to stay. Listen,
yeah, yeah,
he's trying to
exactly.
stay
He's creating a
relevant.
shtick. Yeah, he's creating a shtick every time, and he
Yeah,
realizes, okay, right now I'm gonna milk this bird thing, and I'm gonna do.
yeah.
I'm gonna talk
But
to the
can I be
bird.
honest? Can I be really honest?
Yeah.
Um, he's still doing good,
Oh yeah.
but I have a feeling. But I have a feeling. 5 years from now, 6 years from now, it's going to start drying out.
Well, he's gonna. It's gonna depend on how much can he keep revamping himself, right? Whatever the latest is,
Yeah,
revamp.
even Joe Rogan's going to start drying out, dude. All of those guys, they're right now in a momentum. It's a momentum, and they got the momentum. They're going, flying high, high until they get the atmosphere, and then they come down.
Yeah.
Uh, it's always you get to the highest peak, and when you get to the highest peak, that's when you see a decline. And then you got to try something else to stay relevant. But that's just the way the nature of the business is, I guess, as being the in this type of business, right? If you're an entertainer, if you are, in a public eye, and you're trying to be a commentator, or you look at Howard Stern, he's burned out. I was listening to him today
Yeah.
on my way to work. I was working all day long, and I was listening to Howard Stern. And it's like, this is not the same guy. This sounds like a Wolf Blitzer now, like
He's like
old
filtered now, right?
ruggedy Wolf Blitzer or some shit.
He's not like he was before. Now he's like
Yeah,
filtered.
yeah, yeah.
He's
It's
not like
just
the
not the
private
same.
parts.
Yeah.
He's not like the private parts how it's turned like the old days.
Same
Now
thing with Joe Rogan. Like it's
yeah,
more like serious talk. Like what happened to that? That Joe Rogan we all knew and loved back in the days. Now he's a serious guy and all of that. Throw some jokes here and there once in a while, and he kind of gets along with everybody. Always has that forced laugh. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so funny. And then they're all burning out, man. And even these talk show hosts, on these late night shows are burning out. Like because you get to that peak,
yeah.
and then people get tired of it. Like yeah, this is getting boring. So this is why this is hard. So if you want to do a YouTube, I mean, good luck to everybody. Good luck to all of you. But I'm telling you, it is really, really fucking hard to stay consistent. It's really fucking hard. Unbelievably fucking, and it's gonna destroy your fucking health.
And it's not only
And,
that.
and
It's like somebody's got
psychologically, it's gonna fuck you up, man.
they have a bad day. If you have a bad day, and then you got to go make videos, and then you know what I
Yeah,
mean. That's the thing, because I mean, you're seeing them, but a lot of them are probably feeling like shit too, and you have to always be making videos and being motivated, especially if you're doing it full time. And I'll
exactly.
tell you, like 90% of people are gonna fail at social media. It's right, and
And you
it's
know
only
how hard it is to hit that algorithm? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. People have no idea how hard it is to hit that algorithm because you're dealing with 8.4 billion people on this planet, which majority of them have internet, and they all can jump on YouTube. And you know how hard it is to compete with that? And 8.4 billion people need to find you. You know how it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well,
Come on.
the other side of that coin is now I was thinking about this the other day. Like now mischief, right? He went from like 3,500 subscribers to now 156,000 subscribers in 3 weeks, all because of the quantum fiasco. But now think about the pressure he's going to have now when quantum dies down and nobody cares about it anymore. And now
Yeah,
now his content is there before, like how it was before, whatever videos he was making. Think about that pressure now that he's gonna have now. He's gonna be like, oh my god, I just
Here's
made
the sad
what
part.
do I do now? People gonna like my regular normal videos when I'm just making normal little videos and
Here's the
no
sad
more hype
part.
for quantum?
Here's the sad part. Those quarter of a million subscribers will stay frozen there,
Yeah,
and then people are gonna scratch their heads. This guy has a quarter of a million subs, but only getting like 1.2K a week views on his regular videos. What's going on here? What they don't understand, obviously, if they don't know anything about him, is that the reason he got those subscribers is because of the drama
yeah,
between the Act Man and the Quantum. So, but how can he stay consistent? Well, he will not stay consistent if he continues talking about Quantum, because that's going to die off. People are going to get tired of that. People are going to go move on to something new. You know, so he needs to figure out what I can do uh, to show my subscribers that I can entertain them.
yeah,
What can I
exactly.
do?
That's a lot of pressure.
And that's
That's a
hard
lot
to
of
do, man. That's a lot of pressure, dude. To keep quarter of a million people satisfied. Good luck with that shit, man. I
yeah,
was struggling with a 46,000 to keep him satisfied. Like, yeah,
exactly. So
it's hard,
that's
man.
what I was wondering. Like he's
Yeah,
probably gonna be under a lot of pressure too now, because everybody's gonna be like, okay, man, and then I'm sure people are messaging me, okay, are you gonna make some more videos about quantum? And then
yeah,
he's probably getting bored of it too, and he's probably like, okay, I don't want my channel
yeah,
to be just a channel where we're turning it into a Jerry Springer here,
yeah.
That's not my channel. I want to start making videos. People are like, we don't care about your videos. We just want to see the drama, So
And people are so. This shows me that people really don't understand how it works. And I'm very careful how I use my words now here. I don't want to call anybody stupid. They're not stupid. They just don't know. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It's just you don't know. You're the new guy.
yeah,
Like I see a lot of these small YouTube channels. Feeding off of Quantum's name. Putting the hashtag Quantum, Quantum this, Quantum that, Quantum trending on 11
yeah,
or whatever the fuck. And they think if they do that, if they put these hashtags, and if they somehow put these thumbnails and uh, write these tags, quantum this, quantum that, quantum versus this, quantum versus that, they think that somehow in their mind they're going to be able to tap into that algorithm. But this shows you, again, I'm not calling them stupid. They're not stupid. It's just they don't know, Cameron. They don't have the knowledge to understand how the algorithm works, and they think that will help them get the views. And then they look at their videos. They're like, "Well, I'm only getting 300 views. I should be getting more, right?" Well, that's why, because the algorithm doesn't even know that you even exist because
yeah,
you haven't reached there yet. Meaning, your video is not being recommended by YouTube regarding quantum. Guess whose videos are being recommended regarding quantum? Actman, Review Tech USA, that other guy, that Indian guy. He's American, but he's Indian heritage from India. Forgot his name. And then you got who else? You got Keemstar and others talking about quantum. That's whom they're going to recommend quantum. They're not going to recommend me. They're not going to recommend you. They're not going to recommend the smaller channels. They will only recommend the trending uh, videos, channels like Mischief now sure is going to be recommended because he's able now to get to that algorithm.
yeah,
But can he stay on that algorithm? Because remember, when we say algorithm, we're talking about one specific subject, quantum, right? So I don't want people to get confused. When we talk about YouTube's algorithm, we have to look at what subject is trending on that algorithm. Is it quantum? Is it Review Tech USA? Or is it something else? So you can only trend on one subject at a time, meaning on that algorithm. I was trending on the 4K televisions algorithm, and that's why I was getting 250,000 views, 500,000 views, because I was trending on that algorithm. And once I dropped out of that algorithm and others came on board and they were more successful than me, then they started trending on that algorithm. So that's how that game's being played. I'm explaining this for people, Cameron. I'm not trying to call anybody stupid. I'm just explaining this to the new guys who are watching this, right? Even for Speed Force Sim Racer, to understand that that's how the algorithm works on the YouTube, Silicon Valley, Google. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's all I'm trying to just even for you, Speed Force Sim Racer. You know, I know you're doing a YouTube, but I want you to understand, and even others to understand.
You
You
could be
know,
making
getting to
freaking videos for years before people even like recognize your videos. That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
You gotta be lucky. You gotta be like,
yeah.
you gotta, it's like that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people say that you got a better chance of winning the lottery than you do of becoming YouTube famous. You
Yeah,
know.
like look for example, like sim racers, right? Speed Force Sim Racer. There's a lot of sim racer channels out there, and 10 of them going to be very successful, and they're going to be on that algorithm. Now, how do you reach to them? Because millions of others are trying to reach to the same algorithm as you are. How do you get there? That's very hard. You really have to be lucky. I got lucky, to be honest with you. When it came to 4K televisions, I got it at the right time, at the right place. The peak of 4K birth televisions in 2016, early 2016. That's when people were still using 1080p. You know, they weren't really focused on 4K because they were expensive. And I jumped into that era of this explosion of 4K, and that's how I was able to get into that algorithm of 4K televisions. You know, you have to be lucky, and I got lucky, and you have to do it
Now,
at the right time, at the right place. You know,
but now there's just
so
so many people making channels, and
yeah,
the market is saturated. So it's not like before when it was, not as many people doing it. So when you made a, like, even like Rad Brad, he doesn't get as many views as he used to because now there's so many people
yeah.
making walkthrough
Even
videos about
Spawn
games.
Wave, dude. Look at
Yeah,
Spawn Wave. He used to get like 1 million views. Now he's like, gets maybe 30,000 a week.
yeah.
Nothing. That's nothing, dude.
And it's also
Uh,
because a lot of people now are, they're like, some people are watching videos on TikTok, some people are watching on Instagram. So, and then you have to also be like that's what I'm saying. It's a job because now you have to put all of your videos on all these different platforms because
I
you have to
hope
take.
I hope Cameron that I wasn't coming off like an asshole to my audience. I'm not trying to like be smart
No,
ass or
man.
anything. I was just trying to explain to them, that this is how it works, and
Yeah.
it's very hard. I'm just being honest with them. This is how it works, and it's very hard to get to that algorithm. I mean, good luck. Keep trying. Don't give up. But I would rather be honest with people so they understand how this works. And there is no magic trick. There is no magic pill you can take and boom, there you are. You're a big star. It's tough. It's not easy. So I hope I wasn't being like an ass or anything.
I don't think so. No.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Because I just want to be honest with people. I want to help people out, but I want to help them by being honest. You know what I mean, Cameron? I want
Yeah.
them to understand that there is no magic trick. Uh, you have to
Jose
be a little bit lucky. Consistent and lucky.
Jose says right now a lot of people are making content with Unreal Engine 5 samples. That seems to be the trending thing with the
Yes,
Unreal Engine 5 sample. I guess there's game samples like how they did with the Matrix, right?
yeah. And this is what I was trying to tell Gingerbread Man. Like instead of making videos about me, you should be focused on working on that Unreal Engine 5 and focus on that. Instead of wasting your time on me. But again, he does want to listen. Um, but that's tough too, Jose. Uh, how successful are you going to be? Now, you should never give up. You should keep trying. But remember, you are dealing with very high odds. The odds are like, tsunamis of 70 miles stretches from land to the sky. And there are like giant 70 miles tsunamis that you have to deal with, or a Mount Everest of a mountain you have to climb. The odds are very, big against you. 10 to 1, I would say, 100 to 1, because everybody's doing the same thing. You see, okay, Unreal Engine 5, right? There's a lot of people doing it right now. How am I going to be able to? What am I going to do different? That's going to that's going to trick the algorithm. That's going to suck me into that algorithm vacuum. How am I going to do that? That's very hard to do, man. Now, the best way to do that, from what I have learned in my experience, and this is very hard to do, guys. Dude, I had sleepless nights. I had anxiety. I didn't have a good fucking time. You have to pump out 20 videos a day, every day. And then finally, boom, you hit the algorithm for a little while. And then you got to keep that consistency. I did it with the StockX. My videos were booming on StockX because I hit it for a little while. But I didn't keep it consistent. And guess what, Cameron? I fell off.
Yeah.
I did it with Stadia because I was being consistent when the iron was hot, in 2019. But then I fell off the wagon. See, I have unfinished job, if you will. I was riding the wave and I fell short. It's like a surfing, right? I hope my analogy is not stupid. Like, I was surfing, right, and I was at the peak of that wave, right? But then I fell short. I couldn't stay stable on that board. I couldn't keep that balance, between the board and me and the top of the wave, and I fell short. So you have to keep that consistency. You have to stay on top of that wave. It's really like surfing, and that's hard to do. That consistency, pumping out 20 videos a day, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It is. It is.
But that's the way to do it. This is why YouTube is very fucking hard. And I'm sorry for the language, you guys, but I just want to be honest. If you want this to be your main job, listen, don't quit your day job. I'll tell you that right now, because this is very hard. You're gonna go psychologically crazy. You'll go insane. It's very fucking hard, dude. You'll have gray hairs. Your dick's gonna shrink because of stress. Your ball's gonna shrink because of stress. It's a very psychological fucking a roller coaster, man. It's not easy. Trust me.
Like when you do the Steam Deck live stream, like that'll probably get a lot of views because people are going to be fascinated because it's a new product and not a lot of
Exactly.
people have it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's same thing when you got the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, right?
But you
So
see, for the
those videos
Steam
will do
Deck,
well.
I would have to pump out like at least 10
Oh yeah,
videos
yeah,
a
yeah.
day,
Like fucking
and I have to
testing
be
this game,
consistent.
this game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like testing that. Like in the first, yeah, like testing this game, playing the Elden Ring, installing
Yeah.
this game, playing. Yeah, yeah, for
Some
sure.
people wanted me to stay consistent with picture settings. I said, but then I would be lying to people. Like I don't want to mess up. I don't want to change my settings all the time. I
Yeah.
already made those settings, and they are good for what they are. But others are doing that to stay consistent.
Well,
I found.
a lot of people, what they do too is like I said, they buy TVs and they return it because they know they would make a video with the TV, make some settings videos, and then they return it. That's how they keep. That's how they keep fresh, right? That's what a
Yeah.
lot of TV channels do nowadays, right? They'll go and buy the TVs that are popular, or they'll buy one and then they'll make like 5, 10 videos with it. Okay, unboxing it, and they're like, okay, this is a setup, the best settings.
Here's another thing. I show you that video of Al Bielek. I made the video before the Russia invaded Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
on February 18th, and Russian invasion was February 24th. That video is taking a lot of notice. It's got 10,000 views, and that's because it's interesting to people because of what's going on currently. People are afraid. It's very unstable. The world is very unpredictable right now with what's going on. People are afraid. People are worried. And I was able to tap in with that one video what people want to know. And this guy, El Bilik, obviously talked about how he was told by 2025 there will be a brief nuclear war. There will be, actually, he said, World War III, followed by a brief nuclear war when he went to the future. Now, I could have done more videos on Al Bilik and talk about his biography, talk about him, show some more videos about him, some more books about him, and I could have stayed consistent talking about Al Bilik, and I'll guarantee you, I would have hit some algorithm on that for sure. But I choose not to do it. That was my choice. But I could have. See, I just gave people one example how you have the opportunity to find that niche. Like, look at current situation. What are people interested in? And right now, people are interested in economy, the world situation, stability in the world, and they're afraid. Quite frankly, they are afraid. They see what's going on in the world. So if you can tap into something like for them to hear what they want to hear, what's interesting to them, like this guy El Bilik, who was part of the Philadelphia experiment and was also put on this ship called Eldridge that was designed to be able to transport people to go into the future. Now, originally that ship was designed to disappear, so the enemy could not see the ship. But long and behold, they were able to tap into something with that ship and technology that they had with that ship, with the help of Nikola Tesla coil, a lot of coil that Nikola Tesla used of, what was it, like a 13 million megawatts, man. It was just fucking unbelievable what he was able to achieve on that ship. But see, I could have talked about that, Cameron. It would be interesting for people. And I could have easily, hit that algorithm. But that was my choice. I choose not to. But I gave people one example on how you can achieve an algorithm, but you got to hit the iron when it's hot, like Jose said. You got to be lucky. You got to, it's like this. You got to know how to grab it before somebody else grabs it, right? Oh, shit. Don't tell anybody. Oh, my God. Grab it. You got it, right? So you got that holy grail, that magic trick, right? Don't tell anybody. And now go milk that shit and make your money. See, that's the thing. Like, same with stock market. Like, which shares should you buy? Which one should you, buy and invest in which shares and da 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 da. That's not easy either. Stock market's not easy either. And whom can you trust in stock market? No one's going to give you the correct answer. Do you know why? Because they don't want you to get rich. They want to get rich. They don't want you to be successful. They want to be successful. And no one's going to give you a recipe. They might write a bullshit book to have you pay for it so they can manipulate you to think this is how you get this. This is how you get successful. But that's, we're talking about being a con artist and all that shit. That's a different story,
Yeah. But that's what it
So,
is. It's a lot
I
of
hope that this conversation helps people, man, Cameron. I hope that people, this helps them out, realize that it's not what you think. YouTube, it's not easy. Like I said, I don't care because I don't do it for money. You know that, Cameron.
Yeah.
I do it because I like hanging out with you guys and I like sharing stuff because I know how hard this is to stay consistent and to be dependent on the YouTube money. It's really not easy, guys. And I don't mean to put you guys off and feel like, I should quit. No, keep going, dude. Keep grinding it. And you never know, dude. You might hit the algorithm. You might find something, But the only way you're going to find that out is by experimenting. You have to experiment. And you have to find what that niche is, that new thing that hasn't been done before. So people will come and watch you. And that's something that takes time, Doesn't happen overnight. The word niche, that certain
Yep.
new thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
shtick. You gotta have a
Yeah.
that people are gonna be gravitating to.
Yeah. All right, Cameron. Well, it's been 3 hours and 24.
Yeah,
I can't
I was
believe it,
gonna
3
say the
hours.
same
And
thing too.
I can't
Yeah,
believe it,
nice
man.
being here.
It's
So I
been
guess
3 hours and 24 minutes, man. 3.5 hours.
I guess
Some good conversations here.
so
for
I guess
sure.
maybe Wednesday if you get to StockX, that's when if you get
Tomorrow, right?
tomorrow,
Wednesday. Yeah.
tomorrow. If you get it tomorrow, I guess we'll
I think I will get it tomorrow because I know I'm going to miss it today.
yeah.
Because I'll be working really hard throughout the day, so I won't be able to, but that's okay because they will try out in the next 3 business days and they'll probably keep it in a truck in a warehouse. And the first driver that gets up in the morning will try to deliver it to me, because I'm the nearest one, right, in the area. And I'm sure I'll have it by like 1:30 afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, man. I'm sure I'm like super positive I'll have it tomorrow, 100%.
So you're gonna be doing a live stream or are you gonna do the video?
Live stream, because I think live stream will be more entertaining. Well, not even entertaining. I think live stream will give you guys ability to interact and ask me some questions.
Yeah, then you can always make videos after, anyways, right?
Yeah, because when you're watching a video, you can only leave a comment and you have to wait for the guy to reply if he ever replies.
Yeah.
But when you are live streaming, you can ask me, hey, what about this? What about that? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Right? So that I can give you hands-on, like my own experience while I'm doing it live. I think that's much better approach, honestly.
All right,
And I think, yeah, and I think people will appreciate that much better. Yeah. Well, Cameron, thank you. Yet another. I think we are incapable of doing a short anything.
yeah.
3.5 hours. It's pretty long, though. I mean, that's longer than Titanic movie.
I know.
It's
It's good being
not.
here. Yeah, just shooting.
Yeah, always a pleasure, man. Thank you, and don't forget May 20th.
I'll be there.
Justin will be there. Emma Levitin will be there. Mamba. I don't know if Mamba will be able to join us because he'll be in. No, actually, he will be. He leaves June 4th. He'll be there, and of course, Brendan will be there, and Sasha. I'll try to bring Sasha as well too, if Sasha can come in, and Steve, we'll try to bring him in as well. But I'll tell Steve just to let the man talk. Like, don't cut in front of the guy and let him talk because we want to hear. I mean, I like Steve. I mean, he's a cool guy. I like Steve, but sometimes, like, he won't let people finish. It's just this habit he has. He won't let people finish when they're talking, and he would just interrupt them. But he's a cool guy. Steve's a cool guy. He's all right, man. At least he can take my jokes when I was roasting him, and he didn't take it seriously. So
All right.
Yeah. But he's a cool guy, man. I like him. I even made him a moderator.
Nice.
Yeah. You probably remember him as Problem Child and Extreme Gamer. Back in the days. Yeah, but I think this is true when it comes to podcasts, and not just for Steve, but for everybody, is, let a person finish his sentence, what he's saying, and then you take your turn, and then people should be able, it just makes it for a better conversation instead of us, like talking over each other, right?
Yeah.
it makes it more professional. What I meant to say,
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Racer. Thank you, Malik. And thank you, CT War Dog. Thank you, Mamba. Thank you all. Appreciate it. And thank you, Steve. I know you're out there watching. Thank you, Steve. And I'll see you guys Wednesday, hopefully tomorrow, if I get it and all that.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night, everyone.
You too. Thank you, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, get well, Brendan. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's still dealing with the COVID-19 quarantine for 14 days. So speedy recovery. Thank you. Thank you, Jose. Make sure you open that tequila for me. And Steve, love you, brother. I'm just joking. I'm just, I like to roast you once in a while. No hard feelings, brother. Um, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Cheers. Hopefully, if everything goes well. If everything goes well. Take care. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. This was not like any official episode of a podcast. The official episode will be episode 22. This was just like a hangout, talk the shit, stuff like that, just chatting. So, episode 22 will be on May 20th. Take care, guys.